You're on
There you
YouTube,
go,
right?
bro.
Let me. Everyone count. Everyone count to
So I was like,
360 and then let out your potty mouth.
Whoa, you can't potty mouth.
Is that a banned word?
I don't know.
I just need a list. I need a list, YouTube. I need a list of every word that's a no-no word.
Twice. One whole video full of that.
Man, I really want to have what Mace was having for dinner.
Reminds me of that one. You guys ever watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. You guys ever watch an old show called Drawn Together?
No.
It's like a cartoon. It was a very dirty one. But yeah, one of the episodes, it's like one of the heroes is like, now children, these are the words that you're not allowed to say. And then he just starts listing off all the swear words and everything. All the kids are shocked. I can't believe no one's. How old is Drawn Together?
Older than me, that
Oh, come on. I'm sure it's not like that old. 2004 flip, that's old.
Okay, I'll take it back. I'm older than that, but I just never watched it.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, the same year all before
Final Fantasy X came out in 2001. When did 12 come out? I Google it. Final Fantasy VII came out in 2020, kid. I'm still young.
Hell yeah.
No. 2020. Hey, I like 8 a lot. Heck on, I like 8 more than 7. I know, like it only took me a year to make a game. It's the thing, like Mass Effect 2 was under development for like 18 or 20 months. And yeah, they could have done better with more time, but like, wow, look at that game with 20 months worth of work compared to what we get with 6 to 8 years. So, and this isn't like feature creep or anything. This is just storyboards and story and everything. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
I mean, if Square only had faith in its smaller dev teams, it probably wouldn't make more games.
What killed Square was the combination of Square and Enix. If they stayed separate, we'd still be great.
Yes, if we had Square stuff, we would still get another Xenogears.
I'd have another Parasite Eve. I'm still waiting on that one. Maybe another Chrono Trigger too.
How many Chrono Triggers are there? Just the one?
That's a Zephyr question. But series. 'Tis 3.
I'm glad we're getting the Dragon Quest trilogy released soon.
Yeah, Dragon Quest is one of those few ones I couldn't get into.
Would you say that you are becoming plant, Cad?
Cad's a flat earther?
He's just has a flat personality, you know.
Oh, dang. Are we roasting Cad?
Like he said he was going flat.
I think you need to go farther, Cad. You need to go 1D.
Yeah. I
No,
don't.
lines are 2D. He'd be a
He'd
dot.
be in a boy band.
1D, One Direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cad, join One Direction. You're still young enough. How old are the Backstreet Boys? I really keep asking questions I regret answering.
Or NSYNC. How old is Justin?
Oh no, I didn't know the Backstreet Boys were that old. They started in 93? Yeah, they're in their 50s now.
NSYNC 95. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have NSYNC on like these like I had a music device that you like put in like cartridge chips to play an individual song. I can't remember what those were called, but like if no.
That's okay.
Look, it was post Walkman. It was a small little chip. Why? Do you know what it's called? Because I have legitimately forgotten. It was like a small little square thing that you like put in like this little player. It was like post Walkman, like post CD player. No, it was like I kid you not, like imagine the size of a DS cartridge, but a little thicker, like triple the thickness, and that's what it was.
I think that's just a large SD card.
Hit clips. That's what they're called. Hit clips. Yeah, it was a hit clip. No, it was pre MP3 player. It was before an MP3 player or the iPod Nano or any of that. It was hit clips back in the 90s. So it was even before Napsters, which are before MP3, which yeah, most people don't even know who Napster is anymore.
I certainly don't.
Napster used to be everyone who owned like every single music like conglomeration ever. Napster owned like 90% of the music business. They had a straight up monopoly. But yeah, no, hit clips. I had hit clips of NSYNC. I'll give the Wikipedia page. Ironically, the Wikipedia page even has like a NSYNC cartridge for it. No, you have to see this. This is the same thing as like the Tamagotchis and all the other 90s stuff, like the Furbies.
Mind me. Made a Furbies too. Yeah, they made Furbies.
We all know that Furbies just want to catch on fire and burn your house down.
So, God, I had the electronic dogs. Like the 90s toys were kind of like lit. They were going for creativity and ingenuity. So.
Slow down there. You can't say that. That's too hip.
All right, young one. Simmer down.
Really want to be hip, you gotta say it's skibbity.
I gotta wait for the movie to come out.
Yeah. Good lord.
Again, if Sharknado can get a movie.
But that
What
means
version of
there's gonna be Skibbity
Sharknado are
6.
we on?
That means there's gonna be Skibbity 6 if you compare it like that.
Okay, I gotta hop up.
Have fun.
Goodbye.
Good.
Hello. How's it going, guys? Ah, yes, futon is short for Fig Newton. I never realized that. Thank you, Steve. Very cool. Okay. Chad, I just got the tweet out. Do me that favor. Go give it some love. And I got today's artwork, so we are good to go. But I have a question for you, chat. Did you guys watch Aurelia? Okay. Hello, chat. Here is today's artwork. And yes, Aurelia was out there singing y'all a song. So do me that favor and go and actually listen to it. I think you guys will approve. There is the tweet right there. But did she salsa again? She did not salsa this time. I cannot play it on stream though, because I will probably get DMCA'd, which is hilarious because I won't get DMCA'd on Twitter. But it is what it is. You can still get DMCA'd on Twitter. It's just not likely to happen to an account my size. But okay, welcome to Friday, chat. I hope you guys are doing good. We are finally at like the end of the week. It's the week is actually just starting for me because now that work is over, it's time for the true work to begin. Sorry, just combining some C's. I did roll out some FP basically to make sure I had enough for more CE bombs. Happy Friday. Hello, Zim. Cad starting that 3-day prep. Oh, man. Hello, Miss Tutu. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We are just getting started here. I was just showing chat that Aurelia sung a song to everybody and that they should go check that tweet out. But how was your stream? Again, I heard your rolls were good, so congratulations. Any clue when we're getting the JP Annie streams? Yes, I actually made a video on it. You can go check that out. I gave you the primer on it, but basically the JP stream should be August 3rd and August 4th. Farming purposes, Proto Merlin or Tamamo? Tamamo is going to be more damage. Proto Merlin's going to be better for, charge and actually like sustain, right? So like protection during a fight. Mr. Trouble, thank you for the raid as well. Welcome, everybody. We got a double raid here. Chat, if you guys haven't, make sure you go check out Miss Karagi Tutu as well as Mr. Two Love Trouble. Trubs especially is going to be doing the live translation for the JP stream. So he's going to be streaming all next weekend, basically covering everything that JP has to offer in that regard. But thank you again for the raids, guys. I do appreciate it. Thank you for bringing your communities over. And again, if you guys have never met me, hi, my name's Khadroth, and this is literally my last stream before I become a VTuber. So it's gonna be an interesting change of things around here in that regard. Cad's quitting streaming. See, there you go. I knew the second I had that pause, chat was gonna take it out of context. Had to end stream. Gacha was getting to me. Understandable. No NP2 Summer Ibuki? Wait, I thought you did get NP2 Summer Ibuki. Or, oh, okay, no, you got NP1 and then chat kept gaslighting you into going for NP2. I understand. How are the anniversary predictions, Mr. Trubs? Gonna go get dinner now? No problem. And again, thank you. And so, like I said, we're going to be getting started here. I'm going to be doing my own predictions for the upcoming summer. Chat's been asking me to do that a ton. Mr. Two Love Trouble already put out his video on it. He's talked all about his predictions. I thankfully lurked that portion of his stream, so I have no idea what he said. And therefore, nobody can accuse me of copying drops. So if we end up with the same predictions, chat, it must be true. That's all I can say. CAD Alter 2 is arriving, yes. People guess the servant based off the icon is hilarious. Yeah, I've seen a lot of talk of like, oh, hey, here's our 9th Annie, like, here's the new app icon, because we did get a new app icon for JP. And then also, like, here's what the actual, like, symbol is for 9th anniversary. And I'm like, guys, there's faux on it. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's faux, right? It'd be the same thing if they put MASH in there. It's like, it can be something. It also could be nothing, because they're just the mascots of the game. So you look back at some of the, like, some of the actual symbols that they've used for anniversary, and they really, like, some of them have been tied in, others have not. So it's kind of hit or miss on that stuff. I didn't VOD it yet. I gotcha. These banners were paying 600 Saint Courts for 0 SSRs. Oof. My condolences, Kyobe. Now, what was I doing? Oh, right. Yeah, we needed to run the actual node. So I did get my Summer Skadoodle up and online. She's also up on support. I probably need to stop taking my my Mysterious Heroine X, but chat, I need the bond. So I'm just at that point right now. I'm just being like, well, whatever, it is what it is. What if the 9th anniversary servant is faux? I'm okay with that. That's what it should be. It should always just be faux. That is the best case scenario, chat. You hope that it's faux. Or if it is not faux, we are all in deep, deep doo-doo. Well, this is gonna kill, so... Oh, it didn't kill outright. Interesting. Why not take support Summer Scotty instead of OG? I'm gonna be real with you, because the couple of times I've looked, I haven't seen somebody with an MLBC on their support Scotty. I don't know why, but that is why I've been picking the OG one. So it's nothing like, oh, I am doing it for like some advantage. Perfect timing. Just finished yesterday's VOD. Welcome. A game theory, indeed. Yeah, we also had some interesting news. I did post in the gaming news section on the Discord that we did get a delay on Stalker 2. It's not coming out until November 20th. Which, again, if you guys don't know, that's made by a studio in Ukraine, so kind of makes a little bit of sense why they have delays. But it was finally going to be like coming out, I think, like was it like September or something like that, and it got delayed by a couple months, which at least it's not that much, but it unfortunately is a thing. You know, I wonder if I can just do this without the third Scotty here. Let's see. It's freaking difficult to find a Summer Scotty with either good skills or a good C. Yeah, I think it's like a bunch of people didn't roll. Of the people that did roll, a bunch of them didn't have the materials necessary to be able to level her up, or they just haven't yet. And then of those people that actually did, a bunch of them don't have like a good CE on. I saw that Uzumaki finally got a release date. Naruto? I am confused. Yeah, Trubs, I did see that. But like, why are you sending me that? Thankfully, my friends list is base, so I'm just chilling. Yeah, I mean, we can go check, right? Like, okay, so I love how I say this, and there is someone. However, chat, I would like to denote that this person is not a friend. So the person that is here is not a friend, and the unit isn't finished. It is level 70. So at least it's got 10, 10, 10 skills, though, so I don't mind taking it. Oh, because you're talking about, okay, yeah, that's fine. So again, like, I can do this, but yeah, it's not the best. I will do that, though, and I'm just going to go ahead and banana rotate and get OG Scotty in here for that level 70 one, because screw that. Although, unfortunately, I lose out on the stars per turn. But it's okay. I probably don't even need the the crit damage. Because this damage she at MLB is just nutty. I have a Scotty with a good C and max skills. Nice. Yes, please relog if that's the case. Whatever. Just do it again. I always get to like turn 2 after critting the first wave, and then I go like, huh. Okay. I thought I'd put mine up, but must have forgotten and hit okay. It happens. Like, I'm not like complaining. It's just I basically had sat there and used the other Scotty until people did put it up, because it was just like I was just assuming it's like, okay, well, whatever. People will put it up when they have the chance to. What was your favorite summer Scotty Ascension? In all honesty, it's probably the third Ascension, but well. No, because the third Ascension isn't the final Ascension art. So it's probably first Ascension. Wait till costume? Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably first Ascension until the costume. Actually, out of curiosity here, let's see what the raw, unbridled power is here of the crits. How much we can take out. Okay, I can crit down in Kidu. Oops. That's I guess a thing. How much? Oh yeah. I didn't realize that I could. Damn, the damage C is nuts. It is when you get MLB of it, right? Like 100% damage mod versus 200% is whack. I see Tensile is already on the way to basically 120. Are you going to stop streaming FGO when you become a VTuber? No, I don't have plans to do that. Hello, Alba. How's it going? Wait a minute. I didn't even look at the cards. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. All right, do it. Rotate. Get the other skadoodle in. I don't even have to do this. I've already proven that I can kind of do it with just the two, but it's fun. And I do it anyways. Whatever, we'll invert. Oh, I might have been able to get to 300% if I did it with the full-blown chain there. Unfortunately, so I'll actually just do a mighty chain there, but it's not really going to help because it's not going to impact the NP. Thoughts on what I sent you? Yeah, if you want to do that, you can do that, Avalon. That's a-okay. I normally don't need to be that specific, but that's okay. I had that sorted way back. I think it's because I asked you to last time. So that's probably why. It's always past CAD. Past CAD is so much smarter than new CAD. CAD is becoming a VTuber? He is. This is the last stream you will see my face for a while. Oh, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's crit it again. Bonk. Yeah, that quick card's doing tons of damage there. Especially with the Buster lead. If I use an arts card for the Mighty Chain, it'll definitely kill, and it'll do just disgusting damage. How good is Scotty compared to Summer Scotty in your opinion? I feel like... basically Summer Scotty is better in most ways. And the real reason you're going to want to use OG is because you want quick crit damage or her defensive effects of her NP or the buffing effect of her NP. So OG Scotty's not defunct. You still want to have her for time to time. But if we're just talking pure offensive buffing, yeah, I feel like, you know, just within a 3-turn conventional setup, Summer Scotty is just superior. Guys, you're okay to 100 or 120? 100. Meat Cat is going to the farm upstate. Indeed. I'll likely use Summer Scotty in 9 out of 10 cases if I don't use OG Scotty's NP. Yeah. Yeah, Avalon's 100% right on that. And that's like, it's not that she's defunct and you can still use her. It's just that there is a slight edge to Summer Scotty. And so people will continue to use her for that slight edge. Oh, I never really realized that. That's interesting. But I could also see how someone wouldn't think that, too, Trubs, because, like, that would have looked like Arcuid's ribbon. At least to a degree, right? They are different, but they would have looked similar. If you want to get the benefit of OG Scotty's NP, that'll change. Yeah. I just saw what you sent me, Moons. You'll get to see that eventually. Are you going to become Arturia Ruler VTuber? Arturia Ruler? No, so what everybody keeps seeing is basically Aurelia. Let me find it. Find it. So like this is Aurelia. This is Aurelia 3.0. Basically, if you guys see like down over here, this girl right here, this is Aurelia. This is my stream mascot. Oh my god, this is like streamception because I'm doing this mirroring over to another computer, but I'm actually looking at the other computer, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's Aurelia right there. That's 2.0. Does chat want to see 1.0 Aurelia? Does chat remember 1.0 Aurelia? Hold on, I gotta find it. There's 1.0 Aurelia. Okay, with chat bubbles and everything. So that was 1.0. Then it became 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. 2.0. and it's going to become 3.0. What did I come into? Now, where's the alpha version that's just pixel art? Remind me, I'll show you that. You'll also hate me and scream at me. Just remind me about that after the debut and I'll show it to you. I run triple Scotty so I can use OG Scotty's NP. I mean, assuming you have like a K-scope or the ability to like target her with one of the charge skills, sure. Next will become AI. It says filter. Yeah. No, I mean like straight up. I'll talk more about this at the debut, but like y'all got no idea. Y'all got no idea. Like, and it's sad because like these tweets, like the first two tweets I did of Aurelia got a lot of like interest. Since then, like, thank you to the 38 people that did like this tweet, but I have not gotten like a ton more of interest in it. Y'all don't understand. This is phenomenal. And there's not a lot of people out there that can do the stuff that this can. So you'll see. It's definitely going to be pretty awesome. Boggs, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. Thank you for gifting analog. If you have to choose one favorite without taking into account all Artorias, which would it be? I'm sorry. Are you asking me favorite servant? Without taking into account all Artorias? Yeah, I was going to say, then the answer is John. like straight up. I will always find the loophole in that, by the way, chat. If you give me a loophole, I will give it to you. Oh, true, yes, it should be Okita. I should have given it Okita. Okita was the first one that showed up for me. Isn't Jean basically French Artoria? Indeed. Jean is insane? No, you are. Is there any use to keeping extra low-level copies of Summer Heiress? No, not really. Like, usually, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, usually the only reason you want an esports unit is for buffing purposes. That's usually the case. So ask yourself, is the like first skill of the unit quite nice? And that's usually your answer. There's definitely like you can consider the other skills, but most people are probably not going to bother at that point. At least I don't think Okita is the Saberface. Okita is the Saberface. Yeah, a lot of what Summer Heiress is going to be is just she is going to be classified almost entirely as a damage dealer, right? Like rather than a buffer. Okay, what was I doing here? This was Lancer. So I'm pretty sure Epeiron or Ape Iron, however you say it. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Yeah, I've just been running Artoria into this. I should have done this like UCAD and then just space out the Ibuki summons instead of shooting it at one go. No, I mean, like, I'm gonna be real with y'all, chat. Like, it's time for CAD to come clean. The whole reason that I've done it this way for all of this week is to basically keep everything hype and keep all of that rolling into the debut. People asked me, CAD, why did you roll like more than NP1? That's why, right? Like, straight up, my initial plans would have probably had me at NP5 for Proto Merlin still, but then probably only an NP2 for the other two units. So the reason that I rolled NP5 with the other two units is so that we would have tons of hype stuff to watch leading up to the debut to keep everybody on that, like, hype train, right? Like, rolling is the easiest way to keep that sort of thing going. Tucker is 1,000% a saber face and the game is lying to you. I do agree on that, but when I got 2 protos in the last multi, I was thinking about using 1x copy as esports. Oh, for a proto? Yeah, proto might have some uses as an esports unit. Basically, you got baited with content. Yep, 100%. And I've always told you guys, if I ever bait you guys, it's probably in a good way. Like, it's just straight up the truth, right? Rolling is the main content in the game, too, with JP so slow right now. Exactly. Like, I mean, JP's got hunting quests, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. Nobody really farms the hunting quests too much anymore. Partially because originally they were still really good and you got a lot of bang for your buck in terms of like QP and embers, but now 5-star embers are a thing and you don't get that many 5-star embers from the hunting quests. And usually the materials can be gotten in other means and other ways and not from a like 40 AP node. So it could be good to like have a temporary splurge to like finish off a unit, but people don't like degen on them for 24 hours usually anymore. And that's just like partially because of a bunch of different factors, including things like ordeal call. So with NA, we hit the summer peak now with Summer Scotty out. Yep. Yeah, I mean, we still got like the CQ to do. We still have like everyone's going to be working on their Valkyries for a while, but yeah, it's like NA's hype is going to start to die down here real fast. Well, I guess this is Lancers, so I can continue my project here. Chat got to see my project before I finished it to 100 at least. I'm surprised JP isn't running a rerun right now. To be fair, they already ran 2 back-to-back earlier in the year, so I feel like they would catch flack if they tried to run a third. Luozi Han B, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Here's a funny thing I found out earlier today. Somebody that gave OG Scotty Ox Demon King for their support list. I was like, okay, are you just trying to mimic Summer Scotty? OG Scotty and Ox Demon King. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, basically, you can still use Summer Scotty as functionally a 50% charge stick and also a Buster crit support. So, like, putting an Ox Demon King on her wouldn't be that terrible. Putting it on OG, I'm not really sure what they're trying to do there. So maybe there was, like, some specific thing that somebody asked them to put that up for. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not really sure what they were going for. That just seems odd to me. Swoomp. Swoomp. I have so many inventory issues right now in JP. I'm waiting in the same way that I was having it on NA. I'm waiting for the 3 times success rate at anniversary before I like dump all my embers. So like I'm just sitting here like full up on stuff and needing to like something to do with it. Yeah, I guess I did do my 3 runs. Okay. Yeah, and that's been the other issue. So because we have these missions, you need to do 3 hunting quests a day. However, you also, due to storm pods, need to do 3 like ordeal call nodes a day. And so as a result, each of these is 40 AP. So you end up needing to do 6 runs at 40 AP each, which is basically 240 AP a day. You really just don't have enough without popping the apples. And that's kind of stupid. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Like, if you're perfect with your AP, you'd be okay, but most people are not going to be. Were you hoping to see this anniversary servant person? I'd like to see Akiha from Tsukihime. I guess it really depends. It depends on like what the unit would be. I think just in terms of like waifu status from a like person that we kind of got shafted on and didn't get, I would like to see Toko straight up. But I don't know. Like, if we start considering gameplay applications and what that sort of thing might be, there's a bunch of different things I would be excited to see. There's like 3 hours of waste, still a bit shit. Yeah. I'm still working on my Koyan Dark now. I got my Summerlin and Sukasama. Damn the proofs and feathers. No. I mean, working on your summer Valkyries, because in theory, you still just need so much damn ice. The people that have already finished all of that already are people that have straight up just popped apples. So if you see people saying, "Oh, I'm already done," that's why. It's not that they finish naturally. No sign of summer Ibuki, but I was able to get Eris. Nice. Ooh, Asclepius, good. For Annie because of the new logo thing? Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? Like, double check that. I mean, maybe. If they do, they do, right? Like, and I'm not going to say that that would be that crazy given like who we already have in the game, but definitely is a thing. Guys, you can stop guessing Neko Arc is going to be Annie 9 Serpent. What do you mean? Of course it's Neko Arc. 700 Sandcourts, no Scotty. Oof. Well, 200 more to go. 200 more and then you'll have it one way or the other, right? God, what am I doing? I'm literally on the wrong thing. Oh, wait. No, I'm not the hunting quest anymore. Yeah, this is how mistakes get made, straight up. I wonder if Anniversary is going to do anything with the Ordeal call nodes. That's actually like an interesting thought. Is will they like set everything at half cost again? Will they like add some new nodes to be available? Will there be some sort of time limited thing? Will we get like another like Uolga fight or something like that? Increase pod cap? I would actually really like that if they did. I think 9 storm pods is too little. I've said before I'd like to see the cap be somewhere around like probably somewhere around like 21 or something like that. That way you could basically like not do your storm pods for an entire week. I found I enjoy FGO more if I'm not worried about being AP efficient. I don't think you should worry about it. I think you should just try not to be inefficient, right? Like, but like I'm gonna be real with you. If worrying about being AP efficient is wrecking the game for you, that's probably more of a you thing. It's probably more of a mentality issue than anything else. Like, and I'm not saying this as like you're the problem, how dare you, right? Like, I'm saying it in the sense of a lot of it is how we choose to think about it and the perspective by which we frame all of the events. So it's like I wouldn't frame it as if like it's the end of the world if you're AP and efficient. You just want to be as efficient as possible because it just ends up saving you. Use rare prisms to buy servant coins? No, I hate that idea. I don't ever want to see that. Why do I hate that idea, chat? Hey, free to plays, how many rare prisms you guys got? Like that makes it just another whale aspect in that regard. It's not that they can't get rare prisms. It's that getting them, they really need to be using them on other rare limited resources, right? So like, yeah, can a free to play get some rare prisms? Absolutely. Do they have a steady income of them? Fuck no, they don't. So. Not even free to play, but I have 9. Yeah. Yeah, no, and I'm like, that usually I'm gonna side on like if it were like mana prisms, I'd be maybe more okay with that, right? But rare prisms, I don't know. I still haven't bought all the CE copies that are locked in the rare prism shop. Yeah. And it would also just increase that that strain for new players to like, hey, you know, oh, there's these other things that you should be buying for your account in the shop, but I'm just gonna spend it all on like, you know, rare prism, or sorry, I'm gonna spend all the rare prisms on coins instead, right? So that's gonna be an issue. I can tell you the one that I think is actually the best solution. I'm dead serious on this because it's already a somewhat limited resource, but it is absolutely not locked behind any sort of monetization. It is limited by the fact that it is gated. It is not limited by the fact of you need to spend money on the game to get it. Evocation leaves. Straight up. Because once you guys get done with all your welfares, you don't have any other use for your evocation leaves anyways. But if they make it so that you can buy generic coins with it, there you go. They have an infinite use. They will always be somewhat useful to everybody. So I think that is the best solution for it. Heck, you could even then go, man, I've gotten like all of my units of pins. I don't even need the coins from this anymore. I can still convert the evocation leaves into coins and convert that back into grail casting. So like, it really does. It makes a whole lot of sense. Are the devs going to do that? I don't know. That's how I would fix the system right now, though. And again, they're limited because they're basically based off of logins, the amount they give out during campaigns, and the amount they give out during events. So they're not like infinite, but they are like, you will keep getting them as long as you keep playing the game, right? And there's no like, man, I got to whale to get these. What about more white cube inventory? I've said this before. So pure prisms, also known as PP, okay? If you guys want to touch that, you absolutely can, but they're limited in how they function, okay? The issue with doing the PP touch is eventually you run out of resources. Eventually you don't have anything more that you can get from the actual PP shop, okay? So at that point, this is why a lot of you guys keep asking for more. You go like, man, I've already bought, like, say, all of my eggs from the shop. I want more eggs. The answer to this is literally put on your hat, grab your pitchfork, and go farm. That is the truth of the matter. That's how you get more resources. This system is not meant to prevent you guys from having to farm. It is meant to give you a temporary stopgap should you run out of resources in the case of an emergency, or if you're a new player and you don't have access to those resources at all. That's what it's meant to be. So, do I think they could add more to that? Perhaps. But what I do think they should be doing is, instead of having 100 of every resource, I think they should actually gate this by the rarity of the resource. There should be 100 of each gold mat. There should be 200 of each silver mat. And there should straight up be 300 of every bronze. And I think that would actually be a lot better, because then you wouldn't be like, oh man, there's only like 100 dust in the shop. Now there's 300 dust. That is enough for one unit, especially if they're like 70 per skill, right? So I do think that would be a lot better if they did that. That's where, like, yeah, I don't think they need to like just across the board add a bunch to the shop, but I do think they should tier it basically. Cad will have max pure prisms when the game ends of service. I gotta admit, I actually don't use my pure prisms very often, but it's because I'm so far ahead on the farming, right? Most people are not like me. Most people are not going to be at that position. Now, chat, you guys want to go look at my resource supply on NA? I'm actually very low on 2 materials right now, eggs and shells. But it's also a calculated lowness. I have just enough of those materials that I got over this hump, and now I don't need those materials again for another year. So by the time we get to the next year, I'll be, sitting on just enough again, and I will basically just keep staying ahead of the game's actual requirement. I honestly think they should refresh all the materials in the PP shop by 50 every year. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that could be done, right? But no. The whole reason is they want you to have to farm. They want you to have to play the game, chat. If you don't have to farm materials in this game, you don't have to play this game. And that's the truth of the matter. So they're not going to give you an infinite farm. I do believe that to be the case. At least not more than there already is in the game, which is gated by the stamina system, right? So in that regard, it would be nice. I know the players will want it, but I don't see the devs giving it to you. If they do expand it, it's probably going to be in a very limited quantity, and I would expect it to probably just be like one time ever, right? Like, don't expect that this is going to be a consistent common thing. Now, who knows? Maybe the devs come out and they announce that shit at anniversary, and maybe I got to eat my words. It's certainly possible. It's happened before. However, if that happens, that is incredibly dumb of the developers. It's absolutely in the players' favor to give us that. And if they give us that, the players don't need to farm nearly as much. So, like, they're basically begging the players to, like, all right, finish all of your responsibilities that you have to do in the game, meet all of your goals. You don't have to do anything else. Which, like I said, that's probably not a good idea for the... sorry, I'm just trying to fix the capture card here. Probably not a good idea for the developers if they're trying to have good player retention, right? It's why class score takes so many mats. Yeah, they have to keep adding new goalposts to the game over time because players keep finishing. So that is why that sort of stuff is there. Not farming is great for players, but awful for devs. Yeah. And that's like, I guess it really boils down to two, like, how much do you want to like spend your time in the game versus how much do you want to like get done with the game and go off and do something else. If you're someone that wants to get done with the game and go off and do something else, then you're definitely way more in favor of like, please give me more pure prisms, right? Or rather, please give me more materials to buy with the pure prisms. If you're somebody that wants to like enjoy your time and keep playing the game and always have something to do, then it's not a good thing for you to ask for that. But it really just depends on what type of player you are. Sometimes the community, the player base wants things that are really good for them in the short term, but actually really bad for them in the long term. So what do I mean by that? I mean that if you technically got everything you wanted out of this game, you would probably have not much of a reason to continue playing the game. And therefore, you'd be very likely to quit the game. But that may actually hurt your long-term enjoyment. You may quit the game, go off, play something else, and have less fun doing that. So it really just depends on your outlook. But that's why, like, it's important for developers to listen to their communities, but not necessarily to adopt everything that they want. Sometimes the developers have to do what's best for the game and not the players. And that sounds wild to say, but yes, there is a difference between those two things. Give me more not farming content like daily CQ or something? No. Dear God, don't make me do a daily CQ. Oh, and the only reason I say that is not because I hate CQ content. It's because it will just simply take me a shit ton more time. They give monthly tickets with daily missions, maybe make that map pool bigger for those tickets. I mean, the map pool is actually pretty big. You get, so like right now on JP for every single material. So like, not only do you get one ticket for logging in, and then you get what? Like 3 for doing your dailies. So you now get 4 tickets a day, I think. And then each one of these tickets has 5 different materials that you can pick from. So like that's substantial, right? That is substantial that you straight up just get a ton. So like the game went from like, dude, you have a choice of like 1 ticket with 3 materials to now you get 4 tickets with 5 materials. You have way more options, way more farmability. And it's all free. NA doesn't have the 4 tickets? Yeah, NA doesn't have the 4 tickets. Checks notes for the next month. In the next month, NA will have the 4 tickets, basically. Oh, do we already have the 4 tickets? Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, we already have the 4 tickets. We don't have the 5 times, is what we don't have. We don't have the choice of 5 different materials. So. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna get better for NA here. Like, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Chat, screw it. I'm gonna pop one more apple here, and we're gonna get this we're gonna get this this one run done, and then we will start the rolls again. Oh, so they already did what I suggested. I kind of feel good and arrogant. Yeah. And that's why, like, so if you guys hear me pushing back against, like, the peer prison thing, that's partially why. It's like, there's already so much capability for, like, hey, if you just log in, like, and I'm gonna say this to every, like, MiHoYo player out there, y'all don't realize how bad you have it in that regard, right? Like, you have it really good in the sense of having, like, low pity, but, like, for a game valuing your time, no, like a lot of other gacha games, like you just have really good login rewards. So like, hey, please log into our game. You don't even have to fucking play. Just log into our game and we will give you all this shit. And that is what is really, really good about most of the other gacha games. So they do value that player retention. They do value the fact that like you took the time out of your day to actually log into them. But CAD players can blue apple for 7 months in a row at least. Thoughts on this? Good for them. They don't have to play the game for 7 months in a row. At the end of 7 months, do you think that they'll stop like blue appling because they ran out? Or do you think they'll just quit? I don't care about those people. I gotta be honest. Because I'm gonna be real with you. After 7 months of not playing the game at all, you'll quit 100%. Like, I'd be willing to bet that would have a, like, 99%, like, failure rate of basically anybody that went that full 7 months without actually playing but still just logging in every day and making blue apples will just not continue to play after they run out. There might be the occasional odd person that goes, I've run out, now I'll start playing. Like, but I doubt that. And that is why I'll tell you guys, don't just sit there making blue apples all the time, because you will eventually, if you do that, you will run out of seedlings. And if you run out of seeds, you ain't making more blue apples. So now you're just wasting AP if you're not playing. So it's better to gate it and only use them when you need to. Like, if you go like, hey man, like I gotta like work in the morning or something like that, none of the time, so I blue apple in the morning, but I actually, that's supposed to be a B. So I blue apple in the morning, but then I in the evening I basically actually play. That's fine. Like, you're not likely to run out nearly as fast with that. I'd still caution you, and I'd say don't do this every single morning if you can help it. But it's way better than just I blue apple in the morning and I blue apple in the evening. That's not good. You're so right on login. If I can't play that day, I craft an apple and then play later. Yeah, and I think that's okay, right? Like, I understand people have real life. That's why I like the blue apple system. The problem that the developers have, and I'm coming at this from a developer standpoint, okay? Not from a player standpoint. Blue apples for player, great. Blue apples, in terms of how the devs implemented it, though, they didn't put a cap. That is stupid as all hell of them. Because it does mean that you can sit there and, like, not actually play the game for several days at a time if you don't want to. And that is why you have storm pods. And I think that storm pods are tedious and dumb in their current implementation. So, like, I wish that instead they just had capped our blue apples rather than forcing storm pods down our throat. right? If that makes any sense. That way you didn't feel like you had to log in and do your 3 runs every day, other than, for daily purposes. Not this like, oh, it has to be specifically those nodes. That's a bad system. I don't like that. And that's why they've tried to incentivize it by making those nodes better. And in that regard, yeah, like the nodes are better and they actually do incentivize you to do them. But the players shouldn't feel like they have to do specifically those nodes. And the players that haven't gotten to that point in the content also shouldn't feel like, they basically are being left behind, right? I took a year off completely so I can fix my IRL going to shit. Once that was fixed, I came back. Now your IRL can go to shit again. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, like I said, I understand that people have real life stuff. So I understand that they need to take breaks. I understand there's times where people can't play. I think a game that is forgiving in that sense is good. Like actually good, right? I think the more that a game tries to force you to play it, the less you actually want to play it. The more tedious and cumbersome it gets, the more it feels like homework or a job. And the more games feel like that, the less fun you have playing them. The better off it is instead where it actually does value your time. Did I run this again, or is this still the same node? I think this is still the same node. I hope it's still the same. I hope I didn't pop another apple. Something like tripling drop chance items on nodes would have been better for it being universally usable. So fun fact, they actually did increase the drop rates on a lot of the nodes. It was by a static amount of 5% across the board, but that has already happened once before. Have you seen the Lasengle Sony meeting article? I have. It is interesting for one reason and one reason only. That they said that they showed off new projects, including unannounced things. So that does tell us that there is something behind the scenes that's getting worked on. However, I will say this, not to be Mr. Debbie Downer here and to like make everyone go like, oh, but you can see in the article that they basically mention, hey, if you want to come work for us, like they did it again. They threw in the line for recruitment. Every time they have to throw that out, I'm glad that they're doing it if they actually need the spots, but it's becoming this like going concern of like, why aren't they actually filling the seats then? Why is it that they're constantly recruiting and they don't seem to have enough developers? So that is a concern. It may be because they have all these extra projects. So it might not be impacting FGO, but something tells me it still is, right? So it is what it is. However, I will say that ultimately at the end of the day, should I go ahead and pop up? No, we need to get to rolling. I literally had that thought of like, maybe I should just go ahead and pop the apples and finish my storm pods. And then I realized, it's probably not a good idea. They're paying too little. Well, so in the actual like little blog post, they did mention that like the Sony group president did review their like training, and I think it was done to showcase that they were using like Sony's tech in the process. But you do wonder, like, is it also that like low-key he's there to make sure that there's not a training issue and that's why they don't have good employee retention, right? So I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but that sort of thing is like, the thought did cross my mind that might be the issue, right? So, but again, I think at least it seemed like the president was happy from the pictures that they took, so hopefully it's a good thing, right? Hopefully there's not too much concern. Wait, this is JP. By the way, chat, look at JP's banner here. So for those of you guys that want Surfmo or Tama Shark there, you got options. Jarcher's got another one here. Yeah, I did not mean to come into to this side of things, and that's going to get me in trouble. They're paying too little. I mean, again, we don't really know, right? Like until they actually like get to a good point and then they talk about why they were struggling, we're not really going to know, because they're not going to talk about why they were struggling now while they're struggling. They're going to talk about it once they're not struggling anymore, right? It is so tempting when I see that that paid la single button to just throw a paid la single in there. I'd apply if the fluent in Japanese thing wasn't a requirement I'm willing to learn. Yeah, that's the unfortunate nature of stuff, right? Saw someone say that the English VA for Ren accidentally leaked. She was voicing Ren in a new Fate game. Might mean extra record might have English voice options. Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, I would bet that's extra record more than anything. So, not surprised, right? But like, it is interesting nonetheless. I'll say this: I don't know that I care about English VAs for the Fate series. I've always watched it in Japanese, so that is what that is. Hey, what's up, Lazy? All right, chat. We are finally going to end summer with an NP5 of all units, hopefully here. So let's begin the Ibuki. Pay 1 Saint Quartz. It's a discounted, thus good price. Oh no. I'm well aware of that. It's more like I already have NP5 of the unit, so I don't actually want to do that. This is the only banner that we don't yet. So we are finally going to... We've been rolling a copy of Ibuki every single day, and hopefully we finally finish here. Well, it might sell better with English. Yeah, it might, right? Like, so that's something that, like, I'm obstinate on, but, like, you make a good point that it might just absolutely play better to the like, more casual, like, weebs out there. That, like, oh, hey, I like anime. Like... They can't name half the animes out there that they have watched, but but I like anime. So it's like, that's okay. Like, I think you also do need to cater to more like casual people and stuff like that. Like, it's why I said, like, you should only really gatekeep in the sense of like troublesome people. You should not be trying to like cut off new people from entering your IP, your community, that sort of stuff. You want to have inflows. You want to have good people. Guess I'll count. Not sure about the current standing. I think Bob is still at D&D himself, and Torak was around, but I assume Torak fell asleep again, which I don't blame Torak for. But it's fine. We can get a total tally probably over the weekend. We're going to do it again next year, summer NP5, all the summer servants. I will certainly NP5 Castoria Berserker. Melisson, probably not. Like I said, part of the reason I did this was also for the debut upcoming. The first step to otaku is casual. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Poor Morgan Caster, no NP5, right? Aiskin Bakatoria back to back next year. Yeah, I'm gonna be NP5ing both of those. So like NP5ing Mellisson's probably just not gonna happen, right? And it's nothing like, oh man, like I hate Melisson. No, it's like I'll probably be rolling Melisson if for no other reason than the 4 stars on the banner anyways. But I doubt that I will need to go to like NP5 level for it. Why do you think people have only put Summer Scotty on the event support list and ignored their normal list? Ooh, that's a good point. I definitely have done that, but it's more just that I haven't thought about it is why. I just quickly went in there and made the change to my event support list. Does Cad consider Morgan an Artoria face? Yes. I mean, like, no, she's not an Artoria, but she is a Saber face. So, yes, I do consider her a Saber face. I honestly think dub's improving. The English dub for Fate Strange Fake was pretty damn good. I'd argue Jack the Ripper's VA was better in English, and perhaps only Jester's VA was lacking. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not trying to say, like, English VA trash. I'm trying to say that I have always consumed Fate from the standpoint of the Japanese VAs. And, like, it is what it is, right? I will say, though, I do believe that the Japanese VAs are usually more professional. They value the IPs that they work for, and you don't see nearly as much like activism amongst the Japanese VAs as you do amongst like English ones. Like, and again, I'll use the example of like Snowbreak in that regard, right? Sorry, an ad played. Oh no, it's all good. But besides those sorts of considerations, yeah, I don't think the English VAs are bad. Like, I think if there's usually any sort of issue you have with an English VA, it's either that they weren't given the proper context for the character, or maybe the like localization for the anime got kind of flubbed where they changed the script, right? I like the Persona dubs are great until you ask them to pronounce a Japanese name. To be fair, that's true of a lot of things, right? Like, I consider myself pretty good at like phonetically pronouncing things, but there's definitely things. I thought that was double-sided for a second. There's definitely things that are not, right? Like things that actually do seemingly struggle a little bit. Arturia's Japanese VA is just too good. I love her so much. Yeah, like, I'm gonna be real with you. It would be very difficult for them to get a proper like English VA in that regard. I think if you were gonna do it, it needs to sound British, and they need to have very, very good vocal range, especially given the various like people will tell you that Arturia is like vanilla and bland and everything, but it's like no, Arturia runs the entire gambit of emotions. What's up, CZ? How's it going? How you doing today? Actually, CZ, how'd your skadoodle rolls go? I assume you rolled, but I don't think I got to catch you for that day. Cultural thing as animated shows are still considered kids' territory in most non-Asian countries. Yeah, which is wild to me. Especially because, like, here in the West, we have some really, like, adult animated shows. I'm surprised that some people do still consider it like that. Luxac, nice. Yeah, the first two copies for me weren't bad. It was the third copy, if you guys remember, I basically went like 700 courts before I saw the third copy. It'd be really tough to voice all the Arturias. It is. Like, Kawasumi's actually talked about it, and like, if you listen to all her forms, you will swear that like some of them are not her. Because some of them she does sound like inherently different. Plus Foe, yes. A lot of people don't realize that Kawasumi is also Foe's voice. She's what? Yeah, she voices Foe. So whenever you hear Foe, which is very rare in FGO, but for instance, like in the Babylonia anime, whenever you would hear Foe, that's Kawasumi. Same thing about the like the Fuyuki singularity for the FGO anime. Was Foe in Camelot? I think he was. Yeah, she voices Proto Merlin. That's actually really cool because the VA for Arthur voices Merlin, and the VA for Arturia voices Proto Merlin. So basically, they just switch places, which is really funny to me. Kozen, thank you for the follow. Bo appears in a ton of Valentine scenes. Yeah. Makes me curious how they'll handle the voicing of Star Rail FSN. Yeah, actually, I don't know, right? Because like obviously the Japanese is going to be voiced by the Japanese VAs, but HSR has English VA, so I don't know. They'll probably have to like get people for that. Kawasumi's too good. Every Arturia sounds so different. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people before, and I think this is a rather smooth brain take, but I've seen people before go like, oh, Gray's VA is so much better at like shouting Rongominiad than Kawasumi is. And I'm like, huh? And like, listen to her. She's literally like look at like hear the emotion in her voice. I'm like, yeah, you do realize that when Gray does the Rongominiad line, it is basically her screaming for her life at the top of her lungs. Of course, it's going to sound more emotional than like when Lartoria does it rather emotionlessly. Like, I don't know how people don't seem to understand that context does matter when you're doing a voice line. How much money would you pay to get to meet Kawasumi? Oh, I'd probably pay quite a bit, actually. But, like, that depends, right? Like, what do you mean by meet? Is it, like, a ticket to go see her from, like, 500 yards away? Or, like, I actually get to meet her, right? Like, that would be a different thing entirely. Karna's English actor is so good, man. English actor. So I assume you're talking about from like the Apocrypha anime. I don't think I've ever heard the Apocrypha English dub. Hello. Kawasumi voices in Genshin and Arknights. True. Yeah, a lot of the Japanese VAs get around. Like they're VAs and a lot of other stuff. Which the Arknights one makes me laugh because Siege is 100% like based off of like Artoria conceptually. Like she is a lion character and looks like a saber face, and they got Kawasumi to voice it, and it's like. Like, I'm not saying it's like a one-to-one thing, but yeah, that's 100% what they were going for. His Japanese VA is probably better, but the English one is so good. I think that sort of thing always just comes down to taste, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and shit on like Gray's VA, right? Like we were talking about earlier with the Rongominiad line. It doesn't mean Gray's VA is bad. I just think it's smooth brain to be like, oh, Gray's VA is better because she shouts the line. And I'm like, I don't know. That's just dumb to me, right? Like, it's okay to like one VA over the other, though. Imagine Kawasumi cosplaying as Artoria. I think she has before. At least like once, I think. But I mean, like you get to greet and actually talk to Kawasumi. Oh, I'd love that. That'd be fantastic. Ooh, one who wishes for salvation again. Fortunately, I think I don't really need any more of those on an A now. Siege is getting a new artist? Oh, that's weird. Was it like some sort of like drama or something? Jean is just Tamamo trying to be Artoria, basically? Yeah. Yeah, I've had people try to like cope and tell me that like several of the Genshin characters are not based off of like Fate archetypes, and I'm like, they definitely are. I don't know why people try to like gaslight like that. Like, it doesn't mean that the character's bad or anything like that. It's just like I guess people don't like the implication that draws, and I'm like, well, it is what it is. What am I feeling with the Strange Fake series coming out eventually? I'm hoping we actually get some news this anniversary. Like, I feel like it's probably been delayed or something, or they announced it way too soon in development. They've literally said in videos that they used FGO servants as inspiration for Genshin characters. Yeah, like, I mean, I haven't heard that. I know they did for, like, Star Rail. But like, I don't know, right? Like, to me, it's just one of those deals where it's like people are trying to like fanboy and defend it to the death, and I'm like, look, Fate has such a like wide impact at this point that it's hilarious to try and deny it, right? I think that's how Netflix got over the barrier. Did you watch this show? No, did you watch this anime? Yeah, maybe to a degree, right? Well, we ran out of all the remaining courts we had, chat. Time to go farm more real fast. Hello, Cal. This is the last of the Ibuki rolls? Yes. We are trying to finally finish it. The studio has too many projects. Yeah, that's what I assume is going on. Is like, it's not that like they can't get it out. It could just be that there were delays for some reason, and that also at the same time they just couldn't manage to like find a slot or like get the people to actually work on it. We're getting the Yakuza series October 24th. Let's go. I hope that's good. I just saw a stupid theory, and if that's right, that's friggin' hilarious. Trubs, I don't know if you're still around, but check this out. Okay. What theory? Oh, it's a theory I can't even talk about out loud for spoiler reasons. Share with class? Nope. I hope we get a release date for Extra Record. I think you will soon. It seems like Extra Record probably had some sort of delay or was also announced too soon, and that now they're back on track. So now you see them trying to like build the hype again. Whereas like they had stopped, like they had originally started and then they completely like stopped for a long period of time. So I think now they're trying again as they creep closer to release. Extra Record was announced like 5 years ago. I know. Can you put it in spoiler chat in the Discord? Sure, I can pop it in there. Oh, Eris. Okay, I was like, hold on. They talked about announcing more info at Type Moon Fest now. Yeah, I mean, remember, guys, we have 2 whole days of anniversary. A lot of people are going to go, oh, I'm only going to watch for the final announcement stream. Y'all need to pay attention to both days. I'm telling you that right now. Everybody thought that last time, and we actually got the reveal of a bunch of the summer units on the day before. So, trust me, watch both days. It's not only day 2 that matters. That is incorrect. But yeah, hopefully we do get more. Isn't the Melicin event also coming this year or next? The Melicin event. Are you talking about summer? Like summer Melicin? That'll be next year. Unless I'm confused and you're talking about a different event. Fairy Cup? Yeah, Fairy Cup's this year. That's basically Morgan Fest, as we like to call it. I can't wait for people to complain on the stream. It's just the devs and VAs talking. I mean, I don't know. I get it, right? Like they don't need to like make everything just insane budget. It is their anniversary, so usually you do get a lot more stuff pulled out for this, but has the Fate community ever gotten a servant prediction correct? Yes. There's usually somebody who does. Every once in a blue moon, we do get like units that nobody predicted, right? Like nobody really predicted Ask. People would claim that they maybe did, but the only way in which they did is like, oh, I predicted Morgan Summer. That's a different thing than, hey, we're getting Ask for the anniversary unit, right? Summer Castrate NP from day one was hyped. Oh, yeah. Ask only happened because Takeuchi wanted it. I saw that. I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with it. And hear me out why, right? Remember, you can't always take Nasu at his word. But yeah, like it may be a thing, right? I did see some people being like, oh, well, so Takeuchi's the reason we gotta blame like that Annie 8 wasn't that good. And I'm like, y'all gotta get over Annie 8. I also saw, and I want to be as polite in this way as possible. People can always voice their opinions, but I literally like logged on to YouTube to check like the metrics of how the videos were doing. And the very first comment I see is somebody going, Cat, I disagree with you. Annie 8 fucking sucked and like blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, just go look at the actual anniversary rewards. I feel like people are so detached from it. They just keep hearing everybody say it was bad and they just keep regurgitating it and nobody actually looks at it. Oh, there we go. Typings, that's what it is, exactly. People crying over Annie 8 since a year by now. Right. I'm just like, people got to get over it. It really was not that bad. People also had their copium up to 11. Yeah, I mean, for instance, if you guys remember, in the same vein, Veerlors, thank you for the follow. In the same vein, Grail Live sucked because it wasn't a Tsukihime collab. And I'm like, how does that make Grail Live suck? Like, it doesn't. You just wanted something else. You were just coping. It does not actually make the thing that occurred bad, right? And it's wild because like NA thought all of this going into like Grail Live that it was going to be this terrible event, and then we get it and I'm like, see, I told you guys it was good the whole time. People were just bad mouthing this event for no real reason. Any 8 offline video was way better than the previous 2 to 3 Annies. Yeah. I wasn't the biggest fan of last year's Annie Servant, but there's no point in complaining. Right. Now, I think that's where like a lot of it comes down to is it's like basically sour grapes from people. And I'm like, look, it's going to happen. You're not going to enjoy every single anniversary unit pick, right? Like, I feel like a lot of these people weren't around back in the day when like, you know, like we got Da Vinci or Sherlock. Like, they were still hype, but they were not like as hype as some of the units that we have gotten, especially now in retrospect. So it's like, I don't know, like, I feel like these people would have just never been happy regardless. So for someone like me, I have the perspective and being, you know, around the community for so long that like it doesn't bother me. I know there will always be another anniversary, but to other people, it's like it's the end of the world if the anniversary wasn't the greatest thing ever. Didn't like somehow exceed the prior anniversary in every way, shape, or form. Come watch the Annie with us, the NA crew. Yeah, I will say that if they ever try to do that again, I'm not. I will call them out. I will call them out. I will straight up go on Twitter, quote tweet their promotion, and tell everyone, don't watch this. It's bait. Go watch the Japanese stream instead. I will actually be subversive towards them in that sense. Because they earned that one. They should never make the community stay up till 3 a.m. in the morning just to bait our asses. Where they talk about like, oh, hey, we had a fun trip to Japan. Look at all this merch we bought. And that was it. Like that's literally the extent of what the stream was. Google Classroom cowering in fear in a little corner. Yeah. I had way more of a problem with that than I did the actual anniversary. That was stupid, and they need to never do that again. If they're going to try and cover the NA side of the JP anniversary, stop being pansies and actually just cover it. Don't do this like, hey, watch us, don't watch the spoiler, as if like you're not gonna find out what's happening on JP anyways. PoE League is amazing so far. So what's the big thing they changed with it, Strom? Whenever you think a Gacha game's anniversary was, remember Genshin Impact. You're not wrong. That's like beating a dead horse, or like going after the low hanging fruit at this point, though. Like the Genshin fans all know too, and they're all pissed about it. Like in that regard, I feel bad for Genshin fans that like they're just getting taken to the cleaners. Auction house for currency, mainly rework, and the mechanic this league is building a town. Oh, right. Yeah. You guys did tell me about that. I had already forgotten. To be fair, chat, when you guys tell me stuff right now, it's kind of like in one ear, out the other, because like my brain is trying to like retain all the like things I need to do leading up to debut. 3 wishes for 3 years is the best joke of all gachas. Yeah, I mean that's like the equivalent of like, hey, here have a Blue Rider gem, right? Like it's nice they gave something, but I think this year will be good for Genshin Annie because of the competition. That would be smart of them. It really would be. We'll see if they actually do it. Like, see, and I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, they know. They don't have to give you anything. You're a captive audience. And they know. But Cat Hall of Annie 9 got leaked? Right. I'll believe that when I see it. Like we'll see if those predictions actually prove true. But for right now, I'm squarely in the like I believe nothing from that. Uwa gave like 35 pulls for Zenless Zone Zero's release. To be fair, I do believe that Zenless Zone Zero's release was probably structured to come out when it did because of Wuwa. Archer? I told you, he is inevitable, chat. He is inevitable. The red man cometh, no matter what you do. I have no idea what MP level of EMEA that is at this point. This is easily over 30. Captive, I flew the coop and have avoided it since. Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine, right? But I'm saying the people that are still there, they're captive. They're like, if you're still playing Genshin at this point, you are a captive audience and you're not going anywhere. So they don't have to give you anything in that regard because you're just going to keep playing it because you're going to keep looking forward to every release. Now, to be fair, is that any different than FGO? No. But I will say I do believe that the games are structured differently reward-wise, and I mean, again, we can give Lasingle all this crap, but I do believe that Lasingle ultimately does care about the player base, at least to a degree. They've always tried to do right by us to a degree. There are certain things that they don't, and those are all the things that we're angry about. Oh, another Avenger. I find it funny I can get hyped up for something we're going to experience in 2 years. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, though. And, like, I think, you know, especially for the NA side of things, you guys should get hyped for the JP anniversary. Do you know why? You really want to hope that they fix some of the issues, like the coin system. Because in that process, then maybe you actually see the change come to NA sooner, right? Like, I'm telling you guys right now, the very second a coin change occurs on the JP side of things, NA starts chanting rhythmically every single day on every social media possible account, where's my coin fix? So like straight up, that will be like a constant pervasive pressure. But that's why you should also hope for it to happen. because it's when it happens on JP that the timer starts. And hopefully you get it sooner than the timer actually ticking all the way to 0. Yeah, that too. It might be interesting to see if we get another Destiny Order summon. Like, I talked about a lot of this in the primer video. NA, holy shit, it's here. Heavy breathing. Yeah. NA does get a lot of QOL changes early. We do. And that's like, it's why I've said before, it's like NA really can't complain about a lot of stuff because we have absolutely gotten the better end of the deal. Absolutely. And it's also why when people say like, NA dead server, don't play NA, play JP, I'm like, yeah, okay, beta server. Like, I play both servers. I'm somebody that straight up believes that like neither server should denigrate the other, but I will never understand why each server has its elitists. JP is a good server, NA is a good server. I don't understand why people want to see the other server die. It's inherently bad for the game. Who even is saying that? Oh, trust me, I've seen it many times over the years. Okay, one more pack. Hopefully we get it. I'm sorry, not pack. One more round of farming free quests. What if the Korea or Taiwan server died? I mean, that would not be a good thing, right? But so far, apparently, from like all angles, the game is still very healthy. There's not like any server that has like a going concern on its ability to keep doing it. NA is best. I can read and understand what's happening. Yeah, I mean, like, the downside to NA is the 2-year wait. That's always been the downside. Just got home from Deadpool Wolverine. It was fun. Nice. So without spoiling, did you like it? Like, I assume so since you said it's fun. FGO will be alive as long as the story is ongoing. Yeah, I've said the same thing myself. New Year Destiny summon for 4 stars would be nice. That'd be a cool one. I wouldn't mind a Destiny summon for 4 stars. They'd have to make it cheaper, but like, I'd be okay with that. Heck, that could even just be a 4-star ticket that they give out for free. The 2-year wait is my favorite part of NA. Yeah, I mean, like, it's an upside and a downside. It's a double-edged sword. You have to wait 2 years, but you also get 2 years worth of clairvoyance, right? Taste depends on fourth wall enjoyment. Yeah. Roxas, thank you for the 63. How you doing? Jack, can we get some love for Roxas's over 5 years of support? That's a long time. Oh, I got you. Yeah, the fourth wall enjoyment. I got 2 minutes of ads. No. Hit refresh if you can, Roxas. Or if someone wants to add him and tell him to refresh. He might not be able to hear me. It's good that I forgot my wallet at the movie theater and didn't remember until hours later. That's not a good sign. What if the wait gets shorter? You know, I mean, again, we've already like talked about that before of like, is it possible to close the gap? Yes. What would that be like? It would probably have issues. People would definitely get burnt out. People would definitely get upset. You would definitely have like basically the growing pains of that. So is your Ibuki rolls as bad as mine? My Ibuki rolls are still doing pretty good. I think, you know, Torak told me before I began, but I think I've started today at NP4 and I'm at like 1,080 or something like that. So, you know, we've rolled like 300 tonight, which is okay. We're a little bit over average for this copy right now. Actually, we're still like right at average. Me pressing this button is now us being over average, but yeah, we're still largely under average, so I'm not not sweating it too much. If they were going to do it, they would have done it by now. It's been 7 years. Attitudes change. So, like, for instance, we never thought we would get an SSR selector in FGO, and we did. So who knows, right? Like maybe they shift their attitude and they do it one day. But yes, the official stance is that they will never do it. So unless we get an actual shift in the like tone at the top, you're not gonna see that happen probably. I wish they'd catch up by a year. I wouldn't mind a year, but I do feel like even trying to do a year would be difficult for them too. They would need to start giving golden apples like candy. Yeah. Been a roller coaster of emotions. I don't think my wallet could handle it. Understandable. I don't trust Aniplex with speed ups, to be honest. Yeah, I don't either. Watch Madoka, exactly. Yeah, Madoka ended up closing down basically over it. Is it copium to want them to add apples to the monthly mana prism shop? Maybe? Like, I feel like most people probably don't need it. The game's very generous with apples. Like, usually the people that are going to need that are people that are probably, like, not playing regularly and having to pop a bunch to catch up. How would they skip content in a lore and story heavy game? Yeah, I don't think you can skip content. I think like the only things that you might be able to skip is not really skipping, but like you would just begin to run like all these campaigns that are non-event related concurrently. And that would allow you to like at least get rid of a bunch of the dead time in between events, but it would like the problem with this, like they could give out so much in the way of apples, chat. It still won't matter because it wouldn't give you more courts. Having everything spread out in the time period that it is definitely, is this going to be another Eris? It is. Definitely allows you more time to get login bonuses and to accumulate that stuff. So if it all gets hyper accelerated, you have less time to actually do it. So in that regard, even if they do accelerate you, you're still not going to have as much spending power on each individual banner. Did Aniplex also run the Sakura Taizen gacha game? Sakura Wars? Yes. Yeah, straight up La Single did, the company that actually does this. It was Delightworks back at the time, though. I wouldn't have minded it during the gauntlet earlier this year. No, that's when I would have. Like, that gauntlet earlier this year was rough for me, but I'm also somebody that plays both servers and as a content creator on top of all of that. So, like, that sort of stuff is really rough on me. I actually do enjoy the downtime because it's the only time that I get to play other shit. If the events were 2 weeks, you could have theoretically gotten a year ahead by next Annie. Yeah, like that would definitely help. But the problem is you'd have to restructure all of the shop and the like drop rate of nodes. So that would be a ton of work on their end. On top of already the work of moving it all around. Yeah, downtime as gotchas is a good thing. As long as it's not too much. I assume we're never getting 2 week events back. Some events are 2 weeks, particularly lottos. But yeah, the majority of events will be 3 weeks. I ran dry with all of that going on. Yeah. The Lightworks sounded easier to say rather than I mentally call La Single as lasagna. I still call him La Single, but like, yeah. Rasinguru. Should I try for NP2 Avenger Eris? I mean, you don't have to have her, but if you don't have a good Avenger, yeah, she's really nice. If you say Lasingle 3 times, you will summon Garfield. Lasingle, Lasingle, Lasingle. Anyone in chat named Garfield? Sadly, I feel like that might be inevitable. Yeah. Probably report the mistranslation for the seat in ICC on today. Go for it. Delaito Wakasu. Did you make up the paid Lasingle? I've been saying it for a long time. Gorefield summon? Please no, chat. You're not supposed to know about Gorefield. I unfortunately know about it because one of my friends is special. If your name starts with a J IRL, you're automatically in the J collective. Wait, I thought that was only if your Twitch name started with a J. Not wrong for a lot of games, yeah. Why must I be reminded of that cursed cat? I don't know. But where he knows about it. Khadroth? I don't know about that. There's a reason it starts with a K and not a J. The J is the inferior letter. No, I'm just kidding. We had to extend it. No one wanted to join. I think that's for a different reason, though. I think the reason most people don't want to join the J Collective is because you have given it a bad rap. I'm actually surprised. This version of Ibuki is being very stingy, at least so far. Granted, I guess it was overdue because we had pretty good luck with the other ones. Obviously, A is the best letter since Artoria's name starts with it. There you go. Talk about ice cream in Kentucky. I've rolled for NP2 of Summer Ibuki. Should I roll for 3 or is the damage increase not worth? You do get, like, you know, obviously the biggest damage increase is getting the first copy, Tetsu, but then getting the second copy is considered to be the biggest jump of getting additional copies. So it's usually the sweet spot that a lot of people like to target. You'll still get value out of getting an NP3, but how much and is it worth the amount that you would spend to get it? Probably depends. I would probably tell you no, but definitely depends on what other people are going to try to do. Rather have bad luck now than during JP's Annie. Oh, I do agree with that. It's better to have it now rather than during Annie or summer on JP, because I've said before, it's like I don't want to have to spend more money on JP as well, though technically JP is basically cheaper for me to spend money on now. They've got that 5% discount and the exchange rates were already just sort of better. So it is what it is. Are you going to, though? Am I going to what? Like spend money? I mean, I probably will have to at that point, but it does probably depend on what units actually show up for summer. Because, like, again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. My JP account is rather stacked at this point. It has all of its bases covered. So even though it doesn't necessarily have, like, robust NP levels of all the units, it at least has options. And that is really good for that account. All right, now that I'm here, we summon the Abubi. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for uncursing me. If you didn't spend money today, you are free to play. That's true. I never thought about it like that. So every day I don't spend money, I'm a free-to-play, which means that I'm more free-to-play than a whale at this point. I never really had considered that that was probably the way that it was. 1,500 sand courts would be like my starting point. Yeah. Oh, double-sided. Wait, saber. It's a deer mud. It's a shiko noko 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 koshi tan tan. Anybody knows the name of the guy who is saving 300 tickets for Summer Ibuki? No, I have no idea who that is. To be fair, I've seen people that have had like 1,000 tickets, so I'm not even going to say that that's that crazy. Get mudded on. Mm-hmm. We're going mudding. If you spend money every day in the game, you have issues. Oh, I do agree with that. I'm just saying, perhaps I should begin to classify myself as free to play, right? It's a gold cube. Yeah, but it's only a gold cube because I already have NP5 of it. Not because he's like, oh, you should just gold cube him all the time. I do think, though, that Diarmid's kit could be better. Hello, Fox. How's it going? Using paid Saint Courts. Does using paid Saint Courts count as spending money? Yes. The fact that you said paid there. Maybe we need the faux hat. It's been charging since the first banner. I'd rather save it. We pulled it out on both the first banner and on Arcuid. It needs its rest. Oh, yet another pack. Here we go, chat. I just want to say that Bob cursed me. Or maybe it was Torak. One of the two of them did. When's the next major rolls after this? Let's see. I probably won't be rolling the 26 million downloads campaign. Which comes first? Is it Halloween or is it Gouda? I think it's Gouda? Yeah. So I'll be rolling Gouda. I'll be rolling both Gouda and Halloween. Here's the uncursed comment. Thank you, Hardus. I appreciate you. Trying to spare me the suffering. The next big banner is like Rasputin or LB7. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're asking when the next time I'll probably roll like heavy whaling into something, I really thought Hardus uncursed me there. Little did I realize. It was a double fake. Hardus actually cursed me. So what? Wait, what was the question? What, like when will I probably roll hard again? Like for like NP5? I don't know. Maybe like Cuckoo. We'll see. Like, if not Cuckoo, then we'll probably go all the way to, probably all the way to Draco. Time to wrestle dragons, indeed. Time for a cheer routine to boost your luck, Cad. Well, that would require chat to not only have my cheer emote, but also to be able to use it. And that's difficult. What would you recommend to a free-to-play regarding the spending of 100 plus gold cubes? Are you talking about like rare prisms instead of pure prisms? I mean, if you have 100 plus, you're okay, but I would still tell you that as a free-to-play, you're probably not going to get a bunch very fast. So at that point, I would tell you to probably focus more on things like unlocking the craft essences that you haven't already unlocked, and things like basically trying to just get like your crystallized lore more than anything. Like you might need a couple for bond grails in the short term. Eventually you'll get a bunch, but crystallized lores you're always going to need. Strong enough to make sure you consider her? Yeah. How many Karens do I have? Or is that directed at Avalon? Any place I can find out how many quartz I can save until next summer? There's a couple spreadsheets to keep track. Our event spreadsheet needs to be updated. I haven't updated it like all year. I'm aware of that. I'm going to get it updated. Just you wait, chat. What's up, Ritzy? How's it going? It was for Avalon? Well, too bad I'm answering you anyways. I also have NP2, Karen. Which Valk did I pick? I picked Thrud. Mostly so that I could get Rindir, who's straight up a saber face. Like, she's a saber face with different eye color. NP100 Eris, please don't curse me like that. Also, I said one, though. I know. I know. They're all Takeuchi faces. What do you mean? Indeed. Do you have a Ritsuka hat? I do not. Yours reminds me of Hakunan so much. I could see that. I picked Valks for the weird hair colors. Yeah, no, I mean, that's perfectly okay. I know a lot of people that picked Hilder purely to get access to, God, what was her name? There's Rendir, Gear Skogel, and the Orlun or Olrun. Thank you. Yeah, which I remember I talked to Torak about that. He said the name Rune. So like Olrun is a woman's name. Rune is a man's name. And so it's like, it's weird that they abbreviated it to that. I don't know if I'll be able to roll Cuckoo, Draco, Kenshin, Tonalico, and Summer Castoria in a year. Oh, it's easy. You just have to get credit card Kun out. Nah, I mean, like, yeah, it's going to be the same problem as we've had in other years. People are going to have to pick a couple that they want to get and make some difficult choices. And then hopefully you get lucky, right? Mecha LE2 Electric Boogaloo, please no. Like Samantha being abbreviated to Sam, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, like it's not like there's not precedence for it. It's just like I'm surprised they went with that choice. Sell a kidney kun? What? Please no. I don't want to wake up in an ice bath. I had to hit pity just to get one copy. It happens all the time, unfortunately. Like, you always hope that pity doesn't happen. Oh my god. I keep expecting it to be a berserker and it's not. And the one time it's a berserker, it's Beowulf. Also, Bob, do you remember what the total that I'm at is? Because I know Avalon had no idea. No? Okay, so only Torak knows. I'd kill for an ice bath right now? Same. He didn't tell me after I gave him the update. Yeah, he told me, but I already forgot. It was like 1,000 something, like 1,080 or something like that, but I don't remember. You mean Beowulf? Curse you, Bale! Mark my words, you will rue this day. I need to see the copy pasta again to be able to say the whole thing, but what percent humidity is it in Florida? I don't know. It felt really humid today, but every time I checked, I think I saw the highest we got to was like 65%. So, like, it felt way worse than that, but... Curse you, Baal! I hereby vow, you will rue this day. Behold, a true Drake warrior, and I, Egon, your fear-made flesh. Solid of scale you might be, foul dragon, but I will riddle with holes your rotten hide, with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being. Needs more desperation? Yeah, I don't want to strain my voice. Pacing is off, 7 out of 10. You're welcome. That is the epitome of my life, 7 out of 10. It be what it be, chat. What demon you summon, Mr. Streamer? Baal, apparently. Your voice sounds completely different. What the fuck? Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty good at being able to change my voice, but it definitely depends. It definitely depends on the type of voice. Like I can't do every single impression out there. Not quite enough for a perfect 5 out of 7. Okay. Ball Lord of Destruction? No, I think I already beat him in Baldur's Gate. We need a Bob impression? I don't know that I can do a Bob impression. Baldur's Gate? Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Bob impression, I'm depressed. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't, like how would I do an impression of Bob? I'm just trying to think. Like Bob is not somebody that typically just says the same thing over and over again, so he's difficult because a lot of other people do have like repetition. Humidity nearly destroyed my hair. I was so pissed. The key is just having very oily hair. Like, for real though, chat, my hair is actually getting, like, quite long at this point. Like, I can, like, pull it down into my eyes, so... It be what it be. Like, I know it's not, like... It's not long, chat, but it's long for me. Cat of the Back Spear, boys? Please no. If you're going to beseech my wisdom, we can do it in other ways. His desperation, you fools. We all have depression. Sorry, depression. Yeah, there you go. You got a Rincy at New Year's? We're good for another 3 years, cries internally. Yeah, pretty much. Does Bob say anything repetitively when DMing? You can certainly try. There's another one. God damn it, Steve. Long and white hair? No, my hair's still pretty brown, actually. It's definitely gotten lighter, though. Yes, y'all. Mm-hmm. To be fair, I'm from the South myself, so like, y'all is a commonplace term down here. Is this Bale moaning? It's like Bane posting, but it's Bale. Cad Magic is doing a Monty Python Holy Grail collab. The shrubbery is now cod. We demand a shrubbery. There you go. See, there's an impression. If you really want to sound southern, you just have to say over yonder. Yep. Down in the holler. Even better, the prodigal sorcerer is now Tim. Tim? That's bullshit. I should have been the prodigal sorcerer, not Tim. Another strawberry. Yeah, the big problem I have is like some of the sounds you can make whenever you're like using your voice, they have to do with how deep your voice can go, like in the diaphragm, but also how you can project things nasally. And like for certain voices, I just know I'm not going to be able to do that voice because I can't make that sound. Basically, people that have a completely different mouth structure. What I'm trying to say is Bob has a big mouth. No, I'm just kidding. We are the Knights of Knee, and we demand a shrubbery. It's time to duel. It should have been me, not him. Tis nothing but a scratch is now also a card. I love that. I love the flesh wound line. It is one of the greatest of all time. Oh yeah, I only have the 8 fragments, so I'm not going to be able to do it. Literally means we got to buy a whole nother pack. Which at this point, damn chat, it's a shame there's no pity. I have like 0 vocal control. Yeah, like that's. I think a lot of it is also like how much you work at it. And I'm not saying that like I sit there and work at it, just that like I've always done a bunch of like impressions, like just for like telling jokes and stuff over the years. So it's been fairly easy for me to like adopt certain voices. That is why I can sound French at times. And there's also like ways that I can like part of me, I wonder if it's like straight up like my ancestry that allows me to in some circumstances as well. Like how I can sound like Mr. Bailman, just not as desperate. Tiamat GSSR looks amazing. The pity is coming from us and our feelings. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it. May Ibuki arrive swiftly while I'm gone. No problem. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. The pity is the friends we made along the way. You're a descendant of the Knights of Knee? Probably. Probably. I am tall and bearded. And British. At least ancestrally. Aye, that I can do, lad. I wish I could belt out our songs like some singers can. That's difficult. Like, there's certain songs that I can sing quite well. There's other songs that my voice doesn't fit for. And then I have to change it. And because I'm not, like, trained as a singer, I don't know how to change my voice correctly all of the time. So if I try it enough, I can usually get to singing it in a way that's at least not, like, ear destroying, but it's not going to sound like the original. How tall are you? I am 6'6". Actually, it's more like 6'6.5", but like basically the easy way to describe it if you're somebody on the metric system is I'm roughly around 200 centimeters tall. I want the curse you Bale to be a ringtone for when someone I don't like calls me. No fucking way? Yeah, really. I'm very large. It's why, like I said, like whenever I meet people like IRL, usually like one of the first things they ask me is like, did you play basketball? Like, how tall are you? That sort of stuff. Yeah, we're definitely getting gold spooks in that regard. Just so far, nothing like too traumatic. And we're already all the way up to 661 on this one copy. Like I said, I kind of knew this was coming. It had been a long time coming. We were waiting for it from the standpoint that, like, most of my other copies for Ibuki had been pretty good. So it just be what it be, and there's not much we can do. Dude, you're a biblical giant? Probably. Wait, does pity still work since you've already rolled this banner? No. No, you only get pity on the first copy on a banner, which sucks. I think they actually should extend it. If my wife met you, she would say you make her really short since she's 4'9". Does that make her a legal midget? I'm trying to remember because I think it's 4'7" that you have to be considered that. But that is definitely really short. She is one of the little folk. I wasn't too far off. I always guessed 6'2", 6'3". No, that, like, it's really funny because I talk with Ash all the time, and, like, anytime my height comes up, I've told Ash numerous times how tall I am. Ash always forgets and assumes I'm 6'3". I don't know why. It's just a funny thing that I've noticed. I forgot Bride can kill the 90++, right? Her third skill. Yeah, she has a Sky trait. You could also put that on someone else if you needed to. Which pin skill would be your second choice for Summer Scotty? I was thinking extra card, but what do you think? Would be your second choice for Summer Scotty? Yeah, I probably would do extra, just in case you had to take her into a challenge scenario, but it really depends. If you feel like you can get use out of the third pin, go for it. The humble flex, indeed. Cad would destroy in medieval times? No, I actually wouldn't. You want to know why? So, like, it would depend. But the big issue I had when I was a kid is I was allergic to just about everything, and I had asthma. And I actually went on a really, like, robust regimen of taking inhalers when I was young, which was a fairly new concept at the time. And that's the entire reason I was able to play sports. Because I probably would not have been able to play sports if not for that. So, like, in reality, had I been born in medieval times, would I be a big person? Yeah, but I'd probably have been a pushover. Because you can't be beyond 6'3" if we are speaking logically, because if you were that tall, you're a basketball player. And if that were true, it means that you can jump, which you can't. I could dunk. Sorry, I could dunk. I probably can't anymore. I'm sure I can still touch the rim, but I probably can't dunk because I haven't been, like, practicing. A cold would do you in? No, probably not a cold, but probably, like, a bee sting. Cab would have been Hodor? Maybe. You dunk, but you can't jump to dunk. Huh? Not with his gacha knees, pretty much. The only third pin dive unlocked is the anti-berserker one. There's a couple where it's good to unlock, but yeah, the berserker one's usually the safe choice. My point exactly. Oh, I see what you're saying, Ash. You're saying that I can't jump because I can fly. That's what you're saying. You're saying I have so much ups that I'm literally like MJ. I'm just flying through the sky. So at that point, I probably need to get my own shoe line. I wonder what I should call them. Aircads? I'm sure there's like a better name for this. In medieval times, you'd have met ye old Aurelia. Oh, straight up. Straight up, that would be what I'd go after. Doggos? Yes. Air Doge. On air cats. The new shoe they're making for Victor looks horrible. I haven't seen it. Air Torias. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty good. Or yeah, Aurelia, right? I thought you were misspelling Aurelia. Now I realize you're saying Aurelia. Which I wasn't going to be an asshole. I wasn't going to be like, how dare you misspell it, right? I was just going to be like, okay, it is what it is. Do, 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 do. I was resigning myself to no NP2 Ibuki, and I just got her on today's paid La Single. Shows you've got to pay him. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think the paid La Single is a like good system if you're willing to spend money on the game. If you're a free to play player, you don't want that. You don't want to have to do any of that stuff. By the way, Ash, this is literally from Out Noah Zero. Lancer? Oh. I mean, wrong Valkyrie, but sure. We got a pizza delivery girl, chat. Damn it, now I want pizza. Topical, indeed. I still think a free pull on the story gacha a day would be cool. Yeah. I actually think that would be really good for player retention too. I think that would get a lot of people trying to do it. What the heck? That shit looks like a alien spaceship, not a shoe. I mean, like, I see it, but like, I gotta be honest, that doesn't even really look that comfortable. Pizza throw NP? Yes. If a Valk is here, that means Scotty is close? I hope not, because that would mean I'm rolling on the wrong banner. Have you seen New Hassan during Olympic ceremony? No. I mean, like, I saw a bunch of stuff coming out about the Olympic, like, kickoff here, but I didn't... Was there a Hassan? What? Scotty shows up in this banner, I'd question some things. Same. Chat, I don't think pity is gonna be the end here. I don't think we're gonna get her before 900. Because there is no pity, so I think we're going deeper. Guy dressed as Assassin's Creed carrying the torch. So wait, like, I actually don't know how they do it. Is is anyone allowed to carry the torch? I assume they you have to like apply or something like that. Because I did hear that, like, I think Snoop Dogg got to carry it. They select people? Okay. Who's the ashen-haired girl in Cruising Date? Are you talking about Zenobia? The 4-star? Yeah, Zenobia in that sea is hot AF. It's fantastic. Emphasis on the ass. But it just do be like that. Zabubia, yes. 5-star Zenobia win. I would love like a Zenobia summer. That'd be fantastic. I forgot the opening ceremony for the Olympics tonight. I wanted to watch it. Go for it. Give me that lurk. Fate Keijo win? You mean Gate of Booty Lawn? When is Zenobia coming back? I want to NP2 her. I mean, she's always permanent, so you could get spooked at any point, but when she actually gets her next devoted raid up? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. I used my recent 4-star ticket to NP2 her worth. Yeah. I mean, she's a good unit in the sense that, like, she's pretty good budget-wise, especially in, like, the amount of damage that she does. She's still a good arts looper, so... I don't think she has one. I just looked at Zenobia, that final Ascension art. Yeah. I mean, it do be, right? Like, that's why I said, like, when Zenobia came out, I was like, this is the FGO I remember. I don't have John Archer, and I don't know if I'll pull for Durga. I mean, do you have, like, Zenobia? Oh, yeah, okay, you were the one that was saying that that you used the ticket. So, yeah, I mean, like, at that point, it is what it is, right? Like, the only way in which you'll struggle will be in the damage department, potentially. We need to bring back the sexy to FGO? Oh, I completely agree. I think, like... I'm not saying that, like, they don't do hot characters, right? Like, we definitely get hot characters at summer. I would like to see them do more, though. I would like to see also our summer units have 3 summer ascensions and not one summer ascension and 2 story-related ascensions. I don't think that's a good system. Zenobia armor is sick, though, too. It is. A new art book of Zenobia got translated recently. Something tells me it is a book and it has art, and you are using the vaguest definition of that term. Hey, Andromeda. Andromeda's hot. Yeah, like I'm not saying that they haven't designed hot characters, right? I would just like them to actually start giving us, like, more. Because, like I said, I used to hear that the, like, definition of FGO that a lot of, like, outside people described it as is the game where everybody was sexy. And it does feel like it's no longer that case anymore. Well, chat. I keep thinking every pack I buy is going to be the last one, and it keeps, the game keeps going, bet. All right. So this is the equivalent at this point of I have now bought enough packs to go to pity. There just isn't a pity. Is it not coming back? Okay, there we go. Whee! FGO, is there a servant for everybody? I bet some people like Columbus. Oh, there's people that like Columbus. Like even just for the meme standpoint of it, right? Like his crazy ass smile. Whale in his natural habitat, pain. This isn't even pain yet. I'm sorry. I know it seems that way to everybody else, but I keep trying to tell you guys, like, the unfortunate nature of this sort of thing is that, like, especially for us vets, we've been there. This is not new. This is just like, welcome back. The Columbus egg was the funniest and yet terrifying shit I've ever seen in the game. Yeah. I want more buff sexy girls. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Like, I definitely think that there's still quite a few units. Like I've heard people be like, oh, I really want LB7 Summer. And I'm like, I really just want them to actually give summer variants to some of the other units, like, from the past. Like, I don't think we need to be at this point where, like, only the newest characters, only the most popular new characters get summer units. I really want them to start, like, going back to some of the units that they skipped over, maybe. First time meme with newer people, yeah. It's only a matter of time before he was included in the game, indeed. Just hoping for summer Chiome like always. Of course. Give us Medea and Medusa? You're saying you want Gilgamesh summer and Herc summer? Okay. In all actuality, like, I wouldn't mind seeing Herc or Ku summer. I feel like both those would be pretty awesome. But I want it to be like OG Ku, not like Ku Alter. I feel like Ku Alter gets all the attention, sadly. CAD confirmed summer air stand. I like, you guys know, like, I meme on the Rin fans a lot, but at the end of the day, like, I low-key hope that they get what they want, right? Like, I think you should always want, like, everybody to be happy playing the game. Like, and that's why, like, I find it really stupid when people are like, nah, man, fuck the saber faces. There's too many of them. I don't want to see more saber faces in this game. And I'm like, cool, you're basically telling me to stop playing the game. It's like, it is what it is. Of course I'm gonna want more. But at the same time, like, that doesn't mean that I think that, like, oh, like, the Rin fans shouldn't get another Rin face, right? Like, they absolutely should. They're well overdue at this point. Grandpa Hassan over all else. I do want to see, like King Hassan lifeguard. You think we'll ever add a true male summer servant and not just a costume? They already have, and his name is Nobukatsu. Fashion lip one day? Maybe, yeah. I don't want any more Rins. I have them all, so I don't need to collect anymore. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're of the mind of like, hey, I want to save money, right? But no, I legitimately feel bad that the Ren fans haven't gotten anything in a while, and it's pretty stupid. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you've got the Sakura fans, the Ren fans, and the Artoria fans, and they are the big three. There's people that are fans of other characters from like Fate Stay Night and stuff, and that's perfectly fine. But those three have like the biggest pull by far. And so to ignore any of the big three for any extended period of time just seems stupid to me. Like, it's just the developers at that point throwing away free money. Is there a specific reason why they've never released a summer male character? I don't know, really. The game has always been pretty like male oriented in the sense of like catering to males, but I do think that like they've always included male characters in the game, and that it's never been like a big issue. They always started out by doing all female characters. Like, it took us until, what was it, chat? Was it year 3 was where we finally got our first male summer outfits? Then people will complain about the summer male costume ones. Yeah. I do agree with that, Avalon. People will also complain that they have to roll too many banners. Because I've seen people be like, hey, let's give the males like a summer form and we'll just cut back on the females. And I'm like, all right, so like, I don't mind the male getting a summer banner, but the second it cuts into the female allotment that we get, then I'm immediately against the idea. Berserker. Ah, the pain, the suffering. It's over just before we would have hit pity. See? It literally, the karma waited for Avalon to mock me, and then it happened. It happened purely to prove Avalon wrong. Now the NP6 slides in? Probably. Can't this be pity? No, because I don't have pity. There was no pity on this since this was the 5th copy. Pheno raid incoming? Oh, that's hilarious. I've been having his stream up on the side watching his rolls, so. Well, I guess get ready to repel some raiders, chat. I just wish the reactions of the servants would be different between the male and female masters. I'd like the guys to flirt with my character. Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Hey, Mr. Pheno, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Pheno was done dirty? I see. How are the rolls? I had you pulled up on the side. Obliterated? I figured as much because I saw a lot of woo getting spammed. But that's unfortunate. Oh, you wanted NP5 woo. God damn, okay. I didn't realize that's what you were actually aiming for. That's wild that you got that much, Scotty. What was the total damage in the end? Summer Dioscuri, you get male and female in the same servant? Yep. Yeah, I just got my 5th copy of Ibuki. It literally, like, we basically went to pity even though I didn't have pity for this. It was bad, a lot of reloads. Ugh. Understandable. Should have tried the whole wanting woo thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's always, chat, you guys know, it is always going to be like, you know, the inverse of what you want. It is desire censor. If you want the 4-star, you'll get the 5-star. If you want the 5-star, you'll get the 4-star. That's the way it is. So what you need to do is you need to pronounce that, say it out loud, and try to debate, though. You got to make the gacha think that you're after the wrong thing. That's the only way. But thank you again for the raid, Mr. Fino. Guys, if you've never checked out Fino, make sure you go do. And welcome everybody. Like I said, we just wrapped up my roles. I'm actually going to be, at least with the time that I have remaining, trying to do predictions for JP Summer and talking about those the units that I think will be getting a summer thing. I normally do it every single year, so I got a little bit of time here after the rolls to finally do this, but admittedly the rolls went on for a long time, so I was surprised that because we were just rolling for the final copy here, and it kept going and going and going. It happened 2-3 times. Oof. The desire sensor is why I have NP4 Buntoria. Right, so you need to roll to complete the NP5 Buntoria. I sent Torak the numbers so we'll know the totals later. Okay, perfect. Yeah. I have no idea what the total damage here is, but I think it's around 2,000 quartz now for NP5. So this one didn't work out, at least in terms of all the other stuff. Weiss and Fnatic, thank you guys for the follows. And again, welcome everybody. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name's Khadroth. I stream FGO pretty much on the regular, and we just completed getting NP5 of every single one of the summer units. So this was a fun summer in that regard, but I'm still not done with summer because I have to finish off my Valkyries still because I don't have all the Ascension mats for them yet. This is a self-report, but what's the name of this song? The last song? Well, yeah, now it's 3 Days Grace, but I actually don't know what the prior song was. The Ice Farm, yeah. And also, again, for anyone that's new here, I will be becoming a VTuber next Tuesday. So this is actually my last stream until next Tuesday. I've got a lot of prep that I got to do for that. Azure Crow, thank you for the follow, and Avanim, thank you for the follow as well. Wasn't the last song an Arctic Monkeys one? I actually was not paying attention to it. Like, normally I have song requests, like, I can hear it, but it's down pretty low. Cat is digivolving? Yes, I'm becoming flat. Good luck. See you at the premiere. Thank you. I hope to see all of you guys there. We got some fun stuff planned, so. Is the ice exchange good for QP? It's not bad. Like, if you end up over farming and you like go like, oh man, I'm really desperate for QP, you can always convert it. I wouldn't necessarily tell you to just go do that. Like, I wouldn't be like popping apples for it, but yeah, certainly if you end up with too much at the end. Do I want to know about the Arctic Monkeys? Okay. How do VTubers manage expressions? They have to be triggered manually, I imagine, but I rarely see them using it. Actually, like, so for instance, if we were to take Aurelia here, down here on the side of the screen, so like I can make her like wave, I can, you know, basically like make her salute and everything like that, but there are ways like as a VTuber that you can just do it either with hand motions or like it will pick up on your expression and it will actually like do that. Like a lot of us use like basically like mocap, and that's like, here, just to show you guys. Like, I have my other iPhone here that I'll be using for that. So, Basically, when I upgraded to my new iPhone, I kept my old one because it still has a really good camera for motion capture. Can you make her say everything is going to be all right? No, I cannot. Especially not this version. This is one of the reasons that you guys are going to be getting to see Aurelia 3.0 soon, and that is a robust version. But basically, with this version, I could never make her actually like move her mouth, really. So that was a problem with it. Pick up your expressions. That's insane. So cool. Yeah. Everything will not be okay. Lots of VTubers use iPhone because it has one of the better mocaps on the market. Yeah, there's other ways you can do mocap. You can, so like the top end mocap chat is usually buying a 5-digit, is all I'll say. A 5-digit, like full-blown, like mocap, like studio suit. You can do that. That's just way more expensive than most people want to actually, like, do. But that's the easy way to get like full body capture. For the majority of people, though, they just get like upper body or like face or something like that. I also have, show it off here. I also have a leap motion, and this will actually allow like hands to get picked up, so that can be really nice as well. Isn't that suit like 5,000? Oh no, like, so I'm gonna tell you at 5,000, it's probably not even worth it. You should step up at that point and get the more robust one. But yeah, like there are various levels of motion capture, and it really just depends on the money that you have and the amount that you want to invest in it. Russian Badger did it for videos. Yeah, I've definitely seen the other YouTubers do it. Gold mat is 10k for every 2 mats. The ice is 10k for every 50 ice. Yeah, that's not that great of a conversion then. Can I follow you on FGO? Yeah, sure, go for it. Type in !FC. But then you actually dunk IRL VTube style. Yes, as we were talking about before. So, fun CAD lore here. If you guys did not realize, I'm actually 6'6". So, again, for our metric-minded friends, that means that I am basically 200 centimeters tall. No, I'm not lying. I am actually that tall, and it is one of the reasons that, like, the first thing people usually say to me when they meet me IRL is, "Wow, how tall are you?" Or, "Wow, did you play basketball?" So that's why that always ends up the way it does. Wait. Oh, I'm full on servants. Interesting. Let me back out here real fast, make sure I've got the craft essence situation under control. I actually don't need like any of the craft essences I rolled because we've rolled so much across all these banners that I'm just easily able to like start making CE bombs with it all. So if this seems like, oh my god, CAD, what are you doing here? There's a reason why. You're as tall as Minecraft Steve. Is he canonically like 6'6" as well? How's the weather up there? So this is part of the reason that I'm the way that I am is because I'm oxygen deprived because I'm so tall. Like I don't get enough oxygen to my brain. So Can you're really tall? Can you get that thing off the top shelf for me? Yeah, I've gotten that a bunch as well. Each block is 1 by 1 by 1. Oh yeah, I never really thought about that, but I guess so. Yeah, give me 1 second here, chat, just so that I can actually get to the point of being able to do a node. We don't necessarily have to do it. I'll go right into the summer predictions here. Now, I am going to tell you guys, the predictions are 100% a prediction. They are like me trying to like guess using my best like knowledge that I can possibly come up with for logic as to why I think it's going to be X or Y unit. But at the end of the day, I've had years where I've been like extremely right and then years where I've been extremely wrong. Like some of the years for summer are very predictable. Other years they seem to come right out of left field. So Women find tall people more attractive, and being short is an instant turnoff that is very hard to beat. I'd rather be tall, not gonna lie. There is a point of being too tall, though, is all I'll say. And I definitely have experienced that in my life several times. So, like, yeah, I do agree. I think I'd rather be tall than not, but there is a point at which it's like, wow, you're way too tall. Got it? Post them as fact on Reddit. The chaotic part of me is being like, yeah, do that. just to watch Reddit maul. But the other part of me is going, no, don't do that. Don't stir the pot. We don't need to do that. Can you see over others' head in cinema? Yeah, all the time. And I often, like, if I go to like a sporting event or something like that, people usually get angry at me because of how tall I am, which is unfortunate, but it is the way it is. There's a point where you got to just have thick skin and just be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm here to see it too. Depends how tall. Indeed, it does depend how tall. The chat, we did again get a couple of spooks here. We got a Beowulf, a pizza delivery service, a Red Man, and a Shiko Noko 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 Noko. No, sorry, Shiko Noko 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 Koshi Tan Tan, aka Deer Mud. So we got quite a bit of spooks, quite a bit of heiresses, especially wow, like what the hell? These are all. I really got 9 heiresses? Jesus. Saber deer, yes. But yeah, none of those are actually an NP copy I need, so they all become the rare prism. I'm liking Summer Ibuki Spiritron dress, so glad that they put that into the game. Has anyone tried to unlock their Valkyrie costume yet? I tried to get mine done and I went like, oh, look at that. Huh, wow, I have to get them to the max ascension. Curse you, Bale. Because I was like looking for it. I was like, wait, is it not in the event shop? And I'm like, oh, I probably got to go into the wardrobe. And I went in, it's like, you must get them to max ascension. And I was like, ah. I did it earlier today. Which Valk did I get? I got Thrud, and it was more so that I could get Rindir, who is basically a saber face. Which, if you guys know me like saber faces. So it is a thing. All right, back in with the Okita comp. Now, while that's going on, let me pull up the I see Bob. Okay. All right. We got that. I did ask Avalon to do me a favor so that this doesn't take nearly as long, chat. And I basically asked Avalon to set up the tier list for me, and he dropped all of the previously, like, hey, they've already had a summer form into the list. And that way, like, I don't have to sort through all of these again. Because that definitely, like, every single year, this just adds to the amount of time to do predictions. Usually, you guys know I like to do, like, 3 different tiers. I like to say, basically, likely. Wait, what is it? Is it likely? And then... No, yeah, I think how I do it is this. I think I normally go like high chance, moderate chance, and like low chance. Then I will delete, delete, delete. It's actually even better since Ibuki has 2 boobies. You got 9 Aries and 2 boobies in one Ibuki. Thank you. I appreciate that. All the boobies. What about copium tier? Where's the Stolfo? I'll put him in the copium tier. Yeah, you guys can see there's still a ton of units. This is gonna take us a hot second here. And I'm not sure that I'm gonna have like perfect logic on all of this. Real quick though. I'm just gonna call this men. And I am just quickly going to go, all the men get in here. Because that will cut down on this quite a bit as well. Like, there's always the possibility that maybe this is like the first year that we actually get a full-blown male summer unit, but like, let me be wrong if that's the case. Okay. God, there are so many of them. Why are there so many men in FGO? Where was I? Here. Nope, not you. You. God, there's so many guys. Which some of these already do have like a costume at least. I'm a putting Kido in the min tier. I know, chat. I know, but I'm a still putting Kido in the min tier. Because I think the only like vague unit that they've done where they're like gender fluid or like not sure is basically Canis. And Canis in FGO is a female, and at best we could say that like she probably has a male personality is what's going on because of the whole Canius thing. Okay. Yeah, Bunyan's female. Hozoin. Yagyu. Oh, all females for the rest of that row. Salad Larry, Mammoth Man, Cardboard, Murder Death Kill Guy, Wee Wee, Chika Noko 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 Koshi Tan Tan, Mothman. So like Mothman is man as far as I'm concerned. It's like it's the same issue as Roma where it's like we're only vague because we encompass the entirety of like our entire civilization. Chat, let me know if I miss anyone, by the way. Like if I somehow just scroll over it. So this one's a weird one. I'll leave Mao Nobu in for right now. Ding-dong. Alex, did I miss Alex? Yeah, give me a second. You guys can point out, like try to remember what row they're on for me. Dioscuri is a weird one, but I'll leave them in for right now. Like, just look how many males there are alone here. Okay. I'm still gonna say DQ is male. I know that's a tandem servant, but well, you know what? For the same reason that I left Dioscuri out, you know what? I'll literally go put them side by side at that point. No, I'll leave him down here. Keisuke. Sussy Priest. Chad, how would you guys feel if the Sussy Priest got a swimsuit? He went all the way back up there. Ptolemy. Theseus. Takeda. Totally not old Shinpachi from Gintama. Nemo's another interesting one, but I think Nemo is Nemo, and then there's just also the Nemo Marines. I'll leave that down there for right now, but I don't think you'll see Takaru this year anyways. In fact, I almost guarantee you wouldn't. Cagliostro summer thighs. Okay. All right, chat. Who did I miss? There's Alex. Cursed Arm, Red Hair, Paris, and Tametomo. Okay, Cursed Arm. Red Hair? Where the hell is Red Hair? Where? Okay, there's my horse. Paris and Tametomo. Oh, yep, there's Paris. And there's Tametomo. Okay, anyone else, chat? To be fair, Kagekiyo is also a little weird one. The release order, so you can kind of gauge where. Yeah. Okay, and you guys can see why I separated out the men, right? Like, and I'm actually gonna like take them and I'm gonna move them all the way to the top so that they're actually out of the way of the rest of the tier list. Okay, there we go. And the welfare units. Might put your predictions on the bottom underneath everything. I could. I'm totally not doing that right, but go. Okay, so now they're at the bottom here. All right, now we can start. So basically, everybody that should have been sorted out here already has had it. And there's definitely some like other people up from the men. Like we could talk about male servants getting a potential costume. But now you guys can see. This is basically all the units that are out that don't have a summer costume that could be considered to be reasonably female, right? There's still a ton of units. So like I've seen people say like, oh, they're running out. And I'm like, huh? No, they're not. And there's even units. So like I could talk about this, right? So for instance, Nero Caster is the summer form of Nero Bride. not OG Nero. So in theory, we could also say that OG Nero has technically not had a summer form. I don't think you'll see that happen anytime soon, but in theory, that could happen. And the reason why is because these two are technically not the same. Bride is basically an eventuality from sort of a different point in which, hey, she's not just totally attached to Hakunan, right? So like, that's basically, you have this branch point of Bride is more the version of like, hey, I'm just waiting on my betrothed, right? Versus actual OG Nero. So there is a little bit of a difference there, enough that they might be able to say like, hey, this is totally like an alter form. Now, with that in mind, we can kind of just go down the list. So Saber Lily to begin with here, I don't think necessarily is going to have a high chance, but I don't think it's also going to have necessarily a low chance of happening either. Could they eventually do a Summer Saber Lily? Yes, but I don't think it's got the highest of chances. I think I'm going to put that in low regardless, because I think there's just, if they're going to give it to a Saber face, they're probably got a lot better candidates. Altera has certainly had a costume. I believe Altera has been featured on one of the summer craft essences, if I remember correct. So, like, there is a chance. I think it definitely depends, like, the direction they want to go with the summer and where they want to, like, actually put the emphasis on units-wise. I'm not going to say that Altera has a bad chance. I think she's kind of right there in moderate for me, at least. Daeon, I don't really see Daeon getting one. Daeon is one of those, like, again, it's very, like, mixed signals. Do you actually see them doing something like that? Like I said, to my knowledge, Canis is the only one that they've really done that is actually, like, not male or female. And Canis really appears to be female for all intents and purposes. So I think Daeon goes straight up in the low square. Atalanta. So Atalanta is an interesting one. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a summer variant of her after all the years. For a long period in time, I assumed that the order in which they would do things would be that, like, Atalanta would get a high chance and that she would probably get it before her alter. Now I don't think she does. I think Atalanta's a pretty low chance, and I think if you're going to see anybody, it's actually more likely to be, like, alter instead. And the reason why is I think alter just kind of will be the more popular choice. But it certainly depends, right? I'm going to say, again, for something like Urail, I don't really see it. I think they could do it, but I think you're more likely to just literally get, like, one of the Medusas. Ellie, y'all are going to hate me. It's happening. One of these years, it's definitely happening. I know a bunch of you don't want to see it, but, like, it go happen, chat. Whether or not it's this year or not, we'll see. But as somebody, I've been doing this for years at this point. So, like, there's people that I'm just going to leave kind of in that high list until they happen. Because I think they're, like, they always, like, for units that are, I'm going to say that are kind of high, it's probably a unit that they're going to look and say it's either their time or they're always going to be a good candidate to throw in there. So that would be an easy one, right? Summer and Halloween don't go together. In that regard, same thing. I could absolutely see a Medusa. I straight up think this is a thing. Nasu got asked, like, oh, hey, what about a summer Medusa? And he was like, wait, people would want that? Which is the exact answer that Medusa would, or that Nasu would give if he was trying to throw us off the scent of Medusa. Same thing right here. Boudica is a 3-star turning into like a 4-star or a 5-star waiting to happen. So, like, I could easily see us getting a Boudica Avenger 4-star or something, like something that the fans have been asking for years at this point. I could definitely see that being a thing. Medea, God, I want to put Medea right there. But the reality, I think, is that Medea is probably here. I would love to see it. I think the fans would love to see it. I don't think the devs are necessarily as gung-ho. So if Medea does make it, it's probably due to her popularity more than anything. Zatheno, you're going right next to your sister. Jing Qi, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really see them doing that necessarily. I'm not going to say that you can't make Jing Qi hot. You absolutely could. I don't think she's necessarily got the same popularity, though, especially even amongst the low stars. Matahari Matahari? That is an easy candidate. Easy candidate for a low star. If they want to like ascend one of the 1 stars into a much more usable unit, yeah, Matahari is probably like the candidate for that. Tamacat, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't really see a Tamacat summer. I like maybe, but not. To me, that's a very low odds of it happening. Artemis. Yeah, I could straight up see an OG Orion summer where it's just Artemis, right? Like I could see it. I don't think it's very likely, but I could see it. I'm gonna basically leave Ellie up here, and I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say like all the other Ellie variants have a low chance of occurring. Drake. Maybe this is my copium, chat, but people have been asking for this one for years as well. Medea Lily, I think this is about the same odds as OG Medea. Unfortunately, I would prefer if it's actual adult Medea, but I could see the developers trying to focus more on Medea Lily instead. The book is not getting a summer costume. That'd be one of the weirdest summer costumes ever. Jack. This is not because I want it, chat. This is not because I want it. It's just the truth. I really think it's gonna happen one of these years. I really do. Like, I straight up, at this point, I think they're likely to pull it off because they're gonna go, hey, we need to do another lolly character. Which one do we do? And Jack is an easy candidate for it. Do I need to say more, chat? Like this is one again that a lot of the Saberface fans have been waiting on for years. A lot of people have been asking for it. Lalter hasn't really gotten any attention. So yeah, I think Lalter's a really good candidate. It just, some of these, it's going to depend on what they're doing, right? Like I'm going to base this more on what I think the odds of it are, rather than necessarily like, hey, this is, you know, like so and so was just recently mentioned in the story. I'm like, I actually think if anything that would hurt your chances if your story relevant with any immediate recency. I could see something like a Shiki happening. I'm not sure which version it would be. I don't think it's got high odds of occurring. Yeah. Now, I will say this. The fact that she has had a Christmas form does make me want to put her down here in the moderate chance. But I do think it's an easy go-to. She does have a ancient now at this point, Summer CE. But I think it would be another way if they wanted to make people like Nightingale again. This would be an easy way to like get people like to be like, oh, she's not a trash unit. Look at the summer form, right? Like, for me, I'm somebody that doesn't view the game through that lens, but I do think a lot of the like fan base does, at least. 100 abs. I don't really see them doing 100 abs summer. I don't think it would sell very well. Like, if it did, it would purely be because of the abs and not necessarily due to anything else, really. So maybe, but we'll see. I gotta be honest. I would love this, but like, I don't think this is very likely. Like, I'll put it in moderate, but I don't really see it. So this is interesting because for years I would have thought that Shootin' would have been the more likely one to get a summer variant, but instead we got Ibuki. We got literally Ibuki coming out and then Ibuki summer before we ever saw a Shootin' summer variant. So in that regard, unfortunately, as much as I would like to call Shootin' a high chance, I think she's a low chance now. I don't think they're likely to double up on that anytime soon. Fan Zhang's another great candidate for a summer unit, and it just is what it is. Serenity. Absolutely another great candidate for a summer unit. Da Vinci, I don't think you're going to see a Da Vinci summer at this point. Not given everything that has happened in story and the fact that we already have DVR summer, I don't think you see OG Da Vinci. Another Liz variant, Cleo. in kind of in the same degree as like Nightingale, I think you could also see Cleo. Jonta Summer. We already have a summer form of both other Johns. They could, but I don't necessarily think this is that likely. I'm going to keep it in the moderate chance. Because I think, again, that relation to someone like Jack, I could maybe see them trying to pull a double lolly again on us, but we'll see. Kets? I want to put Kets here, chat. I want to put Kets here. I think it goes here. I don't think it goes in low, because we could see it. But I do believe we're going to get someone else in its place. Medusa? Brave Ellie already has a swimsuit. You're not wrong, to a degree, right? Like, this first ascension, her actual normal ascension is basically a swimsuit. It's swimsuit, it's chainmail bikini. Lily, I don't think you see. I think you're much more likely to see OG Medusa or Gorgon over her. But again, we'll see. In that regard, Gorgon's going right up here next to Medusa in the high chance. It'll be one of these two potentially, and I'm not sure which. I would probably prefer OG Medusa get some love, but I definitely know a lot of people would be thirsting over Gorgon. So this is also a really good odds, I think, of happening at some point. I'm surprised they actually haven't already pulled the trigger with this, because this would be insanely popular. Like, you could low-key even sneak Taiga in as like a 5-star, and I think it would still potentially sell well. So, like, why they haven't done it, I don't know, but they haven't done it. MHXA. I would like this. I think Lalter is more likely to occur, but we will see. I'm going to put her in the moderate for right now. Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to put her in the high. I'm going to put her in the high. Cha-Cha Summer never. Maybe, but like, if they did, I hope that kind of like with Wu, they age her up. I do not want to see a lolly Cha-Cha. I'm sorry. Passionless. So this really depends. This is either low chance because you believe what Nasu says, or it's high chance because you don't believe Nasu. Take your pick. I'm going with high chance. Summer Shez. Yes, I also believe this has a pretty high chance of occurring. Summer Penth. Ooh. I don't think this is a bad option. I think a Summer Penth would probably sell fairly well. People like her, obviously her muscles, but people also like her personality. That being said, the only issue I maybe have with this is that we already did Achilles. And that's really weird. Achilles already had his summer costume in a different event. And I would have thought that if they were going to pull the Achilles card, they would have also pulled the Penth card for shenanigans. But we'll see. There's no reason that they can't also involve Achilles in a new summer event. Bunyan, I don't think Bunyan's likely. Parvati. Honestly, I think I'd probably prefer a summer Parvati over a passion lip, but it is what it is. To me, she's got a okay chance, but I think passion lip at this point is kind of one of those clearer front runners. Chiome. This is gonna get held against me by my mods, chat. Help, I'm being blackmailed. No, I actually do think Chiome has a pretty good shot at this point. I think that she's not necessarily like everyone's favorite, but she's an easy, like, okay choice. And I think that that's going to result in it eventually happening. Kato Danzo. I would love this. I don't think it has a high chance, though, unfortunately. The mechas are going down here. There's going to be, by the way, chat, there's probably going to be a lot more in the low chance than anything else. Cersei Summer would be an interesting thing. If they wanted to like build up that Samurai Remnant hype, they could, but I see this more as like a moderate. I think it'll eventually happen, but I don't see it, necessarily soon. Particularly not because they did Samurai Remnant already this year. Nezha, I don't think Nezha's got a good shot. Shiba, would love Shiba. I would love Shiba to occur, but Shiba doesn't really have any necessarily reason to be chosen. Depending on who the Annie servant is, that might go up. Erish? All right. All right, chat. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, Eris is absolutely a high chance. I had to meme that one, chat. But no, like basically, I think it's high time. The community's been demanding it for years. She's been at the top of all the polls. There is no higher chance than Erish, as far as I'm concerned. She has the highest chance of becoming it, and the only reason that she won't be this summer is straight up because the devs are choosing to save her for some other reason, and I don't know why. It's going to be OG Altera. It's not going to be Santa Altera, I think. Summer Simi, I think, could happen. Fujino, I don't think is a high chance yet. Nyalter, like I said, I see Nyalter over OG, unfortunately, at this point. For a long time, it was the reverse for my predictions, but I think Alter is going to get there. Seton I don't think has a very high chance. I guess they really wanted to do another Summer Ilya. That would be an option, but I don't necessarily see them pulling that card out. Shooting, also low. Qin Liang Yu. Yep. I do think that one can happen. Summer Bradamante. Yep. I do think that one can happen. Sal Maquettes. Nope. Benny Inma Summer. She has had a craft essence. They could. I don't see it being incredibly likely. Thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate it. Look, I'm gonna say this. In a weird way, where this could happen is in connection with a certain singularity, but I don't know if that'll happen this year or not. So this might actually be up here, but it might also be here. So I'm gonna play it safe on Benny Enma for right now. Miyu Summer. Yep. King Protea, I think, goes low. At least for right now. You know what? No, I'll give King Protea medium. Reigns? I don't really see Reigns. I gotta be honest. Estrella as a summer form, this would be really weird. Because I would really wonder what they would do with it. But yes, I can see it. Gray as a summer unit, no, I don't see this. Ganesha as a summer unit. I mean, I can see it. I just don't think it has a good chance. Honestly, as far as saber faces go, yeah, this one actually could. This one is definitely up there. I don't think it's as high as Lalter or MHXA for odds, but I could see it happening. Mao Nobu, it has a male form, chat. But Mao Nobu for mommy? Yeah, I could easily see them pulling that. Especially because we've already had Okita and Okitan. So, would this be the Ganesha you'd roll for? Maybe, right? Kage Tora Summer. They could do this. I don't see it. Not since she just got a 5-star variant. And in that regard, where's our 5-star variant? Yeah, I'm just gonna put her right next to each other. I think the fact that these two just happened in the prior year, I don't see it right now. But maybe. Salome? Yeah. Yeah, I do think Salome could get it. Anyways, honestly, like, I could see her, but I don't think Calamity Jane's necessarily got a high chance. Because I think, like, if anything, you're gonna see, like, maybe the pairing of these two could be the case, but I don't necessarily think so. And it is what it is, right? Nightingale, Santa, no. Europa, Summer, no, I don't really see that. Yang, Summer, yeah, Yang's going in high. Dio, Scurry, they could. This wouldn't be the craziest thing. And if they really wanted to eventually segue into doing both male and female summer units, this would absolutely be a possibility. But I don't think it's got a high chance. I don't think it's got a high chance. Hijo Koyo. Maybe, but not really that high on that either. Himiko and Van Gogh and Vitra and Kagekiyo, all of them are going in high. I think they all have good candidates. Basically, at least these two have summer CEs. And straight up, like, I do think that there would be demand for the other two there. I don't think you'll see Kichi Hogan. But you know what? Actually, out of all the welfares, I think Kichi Hogan's got an okay chance. Oh, yeah, Ocean Flyer for Vitra. Thank you. Totally forgot about it. Has Himiko had one, chat? Kichi Hogan's artist might do it, yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think it's impossible. It's just, like, really depends on the direction they want to go. Like you might see, like, these two get paired, right? Because, like, I'm not saying they're gonna, like, pair up everybody, but, like, you could see something like that happen. So this is just me, like, hedging my bet so I don't go like, oh yeah, this is totally not gonna happen. I'm gonna put it down here in the low chance, and then it actually, like, does occur, and then I was like, oh shit, you know? Karen as a summer unit. I can definitely see it. I don't think it's got the best of odds. Galatea as a summer unit. I can definitely see it. I don't think it has the best of odds. Crane as a summer unit. I can definitely see it. I don't think it has the best of odds. MHXA, Mixa particularly as a summer unit. I think this is low odds. And the reason I think this is low is purely because I suspect that if you're going to see anything, it's going to be that MHXA OG, right? Like, it's not going to be the idol form necessarily. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they flip-flop that on me. Koyan Skya Summer. Absolutely it can, chat. And it will eventually. I guarantee it. It will eventually happen. Unfortunately, I don't believe Habitrot's got a good chance. But you know what? I really want to see Habitrot with a Grail live too. I want to see Habitrot and Miss Crane team up, and I feel like that'd be amazing. Ooh. Jacques Demolay Sommer. So, you want to get tentacle graped, maybe. I don't think she's the most likely foreigner in that regard. Like, I do think Yang is far more likely to occur. Zenobia. Oh, God, I want that. They absolutely can. They absolutely can. Writer Ellie goes low. Izumo no Okuni. I don't think this is a low, but I don't think this is a good. I think this is a moderate chance of occurring. Mysterious Ranmaru X. I don't think this has a good a chance of occurring. Nikitich. I think this absolutely could, and I would love it, but I don't think it's going to. Koyenskaya of Dark Summer, I'm putting in low. I think it is going to be of light, but who knows? Perhaps they do like some bullshit yin-yang tandem thing, and maybe it's both in one. I could see something like that occurring. Faker as a summer unit would be interesting. I'm not high on that odds. Maybe eventually. Bazette as a summer unit. She's had a summer CE chat. And let's be honest. If anyone doesn't want to see this, it's only because they don't want to have their wallet hurt. Because we all know that it would be in demand. The Trung sisters. I don't think the Trung sisters have a good chance right now. Super Bunyan, I don't think has a good chance right now. The Rats, I don't think has a good chance right now. Mary Anning, I don't think has a good chance right now. Cream. Creamhild Summer. I'm sorry, Don Quixote probably not happening. Bakin. I don't really see it. Not right now, anyways. Maybe eventually. Well, you know what? I'll give her moderate. Because it has been a while. Like we just got her on an A, so it's now been over 2 years for her. But yeah, I don't see it really, this one. Arcuate. Hey chat, remember the argument I used on Bazette? It's the same argument again. This is going to happen. I guarantee it. And the only reason that you would think it wouldn't is because you don't want to spend the money on it. It is inevitable. Shu Fu is a summer unit. I don't think it's likely, but it is not unlikely. She would be an easy, like, cute character to throw in summer. Straight up. Senna Rikyu, I don't think is likely. Io, I don't think is likely. Hear me out. I think Himiko would get it first. Huyan Zhou? It's a little too soon, but this will absolutely occur, I think. Absolutely. Like, if y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to see the Huyan Zhou thighs. Okay? Let me find it real fast. By the way, I'm probably butchering her name, so I apologize in advance. But Ked, what thighs do you mean? I mean these thighs, chat. Look at these monstrosities. People would want them to crush their head like a watermelon. So I believe it will happen. Okay? Her Valentine's scene is great. Yeah. I believe it will happen. And it is only a matter of time. Exarch of Justice, thank you for the follow. Stoby, thank you for the follow as well. And TC, thank you for the follow earlier as well. So yeah, like, I do think this will happen. I'm not sure it's this year, but we'll see. Eliza, not happening. Ooh, Burrito Mart. God, I want this to happen. So, like, these two are pretty much the exact same in my mentality. They could easily be a high chance, and I could just be wrong on this. Nito Alter, dear God, I want this to also happen, but who knows? We'll see, right? If you know, chat. It's still a little too early, but these have extremely high chances of becoming a summer unit as far as I'm concerned. Johanna, this would give me very mixed feelings religiously, but like, yeah, I think there's a demand for it. I think she's at least got a good chance of eventually becoming it. And who knows? Maybe everyone's thinking this is LB7 summer, and maybe this instead becomes 6.5. Tiamat summer. This will eventually happen. I don't think it will happen this year, but this will eventually happen. Same thing with Draco. This will eventually happen. I don't see Mushroom Man as being a good chance. I don't really see oh god, what's her name? What's her fucking name, chat? Why am I forgetting it? Kashin. Yeah, Kashin Koji? Kashin Koji, yeah. I don't see her necessarily having it. And not because like, oh hey, Cad's like struggling to say her name. No, like straight up, she to me is still relatively newer. And while I could eventually maybe see it, I think they probably need to develop the character in a couple other ways still first, so we'll see. Durga, I think Durga's a foregone conclusion at some point, but not yet. Durga's too new is the issue here. Like, we got Ordeal Call stuff. Same thing, Medusa Saber. I actually don't see that right now. Wangina, I don't see that right now. I don't really see that. Nope. Eventually, no. Eventually, no. Eventually, and probably not. So like the reason with all these, the last couple were just way too new. Like, they're not going to be the summer unit this year. I can guarantee it practically. So in that regard, here's your high chances, I think. And there may be like looking this over, like maybe I might move this around some. But so like, again, low chance has the most. Moderate chance and high chance are actually relatively even. So like, I'm sure you guys were thinking, oh, he's overstacking high chance. I've found that normally this does equate out without me even really trying to. Doesn't Andromeda have a summer ascension already? Kind of. Like, but I'm going to say that's not necessarily going to preclude a servant from getting it. I think it will eventually happen, but will it like happen now, right here? Maybe, maybe not, right? That sort of thing definitely depends. But all right, chat, that is my predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys, you know, I'm sure everyone disagrees with me to an extent, right? Because these sorts of things are very much on a case-by-case basis. It's always going to be to your taste, to your own opinions, and to what you think is going to, like, play well in the dev's mind. But usually I do try to strike a balance. I try to come up with characters that I think at least are like maybe in between in some way, shape, or form, and not necessarily the go-to that everyone would necessarily think. Like, you'll notice, chat, it's not all just, hey, these are all big booba women, right? There is a mixture here. I do believe that you're going to see different odds of this sort of thing happening. Camera off to spread misinformation. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want a summer Atalanta so bad. I won't be angry if I'm wrong about that. If they do OG instead of Alter, right? Mine and Bob's Copium is right next to each other. Yes, they are. But yeah, again, it is what it is. And we'll just have to see. Hopefully we do get something, right? But Like, we have had units that have come back relatively fast. And there's always the possibility that there's just someone totally new this summer, kind of like we had with Lady Avalon. So it could definitely be a thing. But anyways, chat, this is going to be it for me. I'm going to end it here. Just a reminder, I will not be streaming this weekend. I will not be streaming Monday either. I will be streaming Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be my VTuber debut. I hope to see every single one of you there for it. Please, it would mean a lot for me. I'm not going to beg, but I'm just going to tell you guys, if you guys can make it, I will appreciate it. So it's going to be a special night. I hope you guys will be excited for it. I hope you guys will enjoy it as much as I have spent time working on it. So I hope to see you guys all there for that. We're going to have some fun stuff. I'm actually going to announce sort of like what we're going to be doing soon. So check me out on Twitter. Make sure you guys are paying attention to that. And if nothing else, at least get on the Discord. That way you'll know when I go live. That way you'll see, even if you don't want to go to Twitter, some of the announcements that I do make. So, all right, let's see who all's on and who all I can give some love to. You know what, chat? I was just talking about raiding Pippa the other day. Let's go give Pippa a raid. And let's see if we can actually get Pippa to acknowledge our existence today. But anyways, like I said, I will be back Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys, if you still haven't rolled yet, that you have good luck on your rolls. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys know I appreciate it. So go give Pippa my love. And I will see you guys in 4 days. Have a good one.